We're taking over!
And welcome to another edition of the Lost Art of Kayfabe podcast.
Wrestling.
I'm, of course, a regular guest, since I'm not actually the host. Coxy's baddest man on the planet, even though I'm not really. My name's not Billy either. I am Billy the Boy Bunkell. Joined this week by our very special guest. He is half a man. He is Paul, the Hat Guy Flinders.
Oh, God. Oh, I've got no retort. I had something lined up and it's gone. It's gone.
The man your mother warned you about.
Yes. Bit like the tubes in my ball sack, they've gone. Got all my retorts, they've gone.
And finally, our regular host. He is a dazzler. The only one born and bred in Cleveland's. Adam Cox.
I'm dying.
Can I just say, once Paul finishes coughing, I hate you so much.
What you want about Cleveland's has been disposed of.
I'd rather you have spoke about your fucking cat. In fact, there's a word for you. It's called a gank.
Yes.
You absolute gank of a man.
Yes, this was brought up, wasn't it?
It was.
It's actually my word.
For the record, I wasn't born in Cleveland. I'm not a dazzler. I never will be a dazzler.
Born and bred a dazzler.
I was never born and bred a dazzler.
Yes, this is, of course, the Lost Art of Wrestling.
It is.
It is.
You finally got it right everywhere!
I am unfortunately dying, as is Paul.
That's not unfortunate.
For some reason, Coxy has escaped the flu that has hit Blackpool.
I'll get it at some point.
It's not the flu that's hit Blackpool. I mean, apparently, if you've read the news, it's vomiting and diarrhea that's hit Blackpool at the minute. So we've got that to look forward to.
Yeah, one of the many 0-star takeaways people eat from.
Absolutely. Funny boys, anybody? Told you I'm going to come out. I gave the lads a bit of warning. I'm coming out swinging today.
Shall we talk about some wrestling?
I think we should, because we always get bollocked for this. From our adoring public, that we spend too much time rabbiting.
Yes.
Not the smartest time to take a drink from my brew.
It's never a good time to take a drink from your brew when I'm here. Because I'm fucking hilarious. I mean, bro.
We don't want coffee all over that microphone, do we? That nice, expensive microphone.
I swear to God.
Don't die.
So yeah, I've just about recovered from WrestleMania 33.
It's alright.
Jesus Christ.
This show's been delayed that many times. I sat and reviewed both SummerSlam and whatever the pay-per-view was before that we didn't cover. And the Punjabi prison match.
Eesh.
What came before? Oh, it's Night of Champions?
I don't know.
Clash of Champions.
There's been that many pay-per-views, you can't keep fucking track of them anymore. It's silly.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit silly.
It's alright, we have Stargate coming back.
Yeah, strangely.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. But it seems, obviously we may as well start talking about that, about WWE seemingly bringing back the old WCW, at least the names for.
Well, I mean, we've got
events.
NXT-wargames.
Well, this is it, and I've not got confirmation on this, but apparently it's going to be 2 rings as well.
It's at Full Sail, though, I think.
Yeah, it's at Full Sail.
So how are they going to fit 2 in? The
thing is, I don't even understand the booking of that match. It's because obviously the Undisputed Era is coming out. It's attacking everybody. Blah blah blah. They've attacked Sanity on a number of occasions. Attacked
the British guys.
But that's what I don't get. They attacked the British guys first, right? And the British guys aren't in that match.
Well,
from what I read. So why? We set up that feud pretty much straight away,
right?
But then they're just not involved.
Well, the main groups. Who are the main groups?
So you got Sanity.
Yeah.
Sanity, the Undisputed Era, and Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain. Is what I read.
Unless obviously there's a massive. Has there been I've not watched the last couple of episodes. Like say, are the Authors of Pain turned face?
I've not watched the last couple of episodes, and I don't think so.
So if that's the case, it's either going to be a massive spoiler to say the Authors of Pain have turned face, or Roderick Strong's turning heel, or that's just doesn't fucking make sense and isn't going to happen.
Well, this is what I don't understand. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. It's obviously the Undisputed Era going to win. I think that's a given. Mm-hmm. So...
Well, welcome to the podcast where we don't watch much wrestling, but we talk about it.
I do watch it. You know, I try to watch as much as I can. But it just doesn't seem to work. If you're going to...
Well, it's the thing that it's over a month away for War Games. Whatever, it's the 18th of November. Right. They've announced the match already.
Well, this is what I've read.
Yeah,
obviously, I'm a couple of steps behind. You know, but that's because I was trying to watch No Mercy, which is terrible. But we'll probably come into that later. I haven't seen the main event though. I fell asleep. John Cena, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it worked great.
Awful.
I'll be honest with you, I only had one eye on the main event because I knew for a fact it was going to be fucking terrible. I'd read stuff before I watched it because obviously we being British, we don't, unless you're an absolute hardcore fan, you're not going to stay up till stupid o'clock in the morning and watch. You're going to watch it the next day, or as and when you can.
It depends, because I try live watching sometimes, but then I end up live tweeting it because normally the network feed's about 5 minutes behind. You end up seeing spoilers.
Yeah. There is that. So, I saw some of the comments about the main event, and I was like, nah, that's not for me. But I watched the rest of the card, and obviously when you got to see, Cena, Roman Reigns, it was like, I think the best of the card's gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone a bit down. It'll go a bit downhill.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, like I say, shit cards, Hell in a Cell.
Do you know the card for Hell in a Cell?
Was it Bray-Wyatt, Finn Balor?
No, that was No Mercy for the second time. And I will come on to that later because that feud makes no sense. But Hell in a Cell, main event is Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell.
Okay. So we know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, Shane's going to jump off because it's now Falls Count Anywhere.
Yeah.
Falls Count Anywhere, Hell in a Cell.
Because
so he's obviously jumping off something.
Yeah.
Do you think he sort of stood there going, I jump off it again? He's like, second time lucky.
Fingers crossed.
Usos and New Day in a Hell in a Cell.
Which is going to be a clusterfuck.
Yeah. But tag team Hell in a Cells always are. What else the hell is on that card?
You've got AJ Styles, is it Baron Corbin?
AJ Styles Corbin, yeah. But that's just a normal match.
Yeah.
For the US belt.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
And then you've got Jinder Mahal Nakamura.
Again.
Which for some reason isn't in a Hell in a Cell, but the tag team belts are.
Yeah. But what I don't get about this is, I watched Jinder and Shinsuke at SummerSlam, and that is a vanilla match. They have really bad chemistry together.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you're putting it on again.
Well, there might be a bit of a... And this is not seemingly racist, but there is a little bit of a language barrier there, potentially.
Yeah, since the storyline is Jinder makes fun of Shinsuke's accent.
Yeah. This
is why we are feuding.
Yeah, and then you get the crowd going, that's too far, too far, that's too far. Yet the same crowd, the dads that are there, You know,
Yeah.
they're taking the kids, they're chanting, that's too far, that's too far, that's too far, are probably the same people that were cheering when people like The Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and all the others that came out and beat the shit out of Kai and Tai when they were going, indeed, and that's not racist. Okay, then.
You have to remember, though, he was the American badass. Whereas Jinder, you can't hinder Jinder.
Well,
even if he is slightly racist.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is, I mean, I'm probably in a minority. I've really enjoyed Jinder Mahal's
Are you trying to say you're a
title reign.
minority in this?
No, I'm in the minority. I'm not saying I am a minority. I'm in the minority because I've enjoyed his title reign. I hated the fact that it was always him and Randy Orton, and then they changed it up. But they've not got it right yet. It's not. Jinder Mahal needs to face your proper white meat baby faces, who. AJ Styles would be a white meat baby face, and he can wrestle with anybody. Even Ty Dillinger would be a white meat baby face. Just plucking names at the top of my head. Bobby Roode is apparently a face now.
All of a sudden.
White meat baby face. Yeah? They look the part. They are the correct type of foil for somebody. Like, Jinder Mahal basically comes out, plays the race card. That is his gimmick. His gimmick is, you all doubt me because I'm Indian. That's his gimmick. And that's what we're trying to play up to. Mm-hmm. Yeah? So then having him face another foreign guy doesn't work in America. Yeah. And Shinsuke's not going over because we're touring India. Yeah. So we know he's not going over.
This is it. And he wasn't originally, though. He wasn't actually on the card to go to India, but all of a sudden he's now appeared to go over.
Yeah, it's because the ratings are doing rubbish.
Absolutely. I mean,
they brought Great Khali back. What does that tell you?
For 1 night, did fuck all.
Yeah, and that was awful. That match is a disgrace to wrestling. That's terrible.
Yeah, well, the Punjabi person in general just needs to go away.
I don't even mind the idea of bringing it back. I get it, fine, but change it. Don't bring it back exactly the same with the stupid 4 things and this, that, and the other. It didn't make sense 10 years ago, whatever it was, when we last did it. Why keep it the same? Change it a bit. Yeah. Just make it Hell in a Cell, but different.
Yeah, just like I was just about to say, make it some sort of cage match, right? Yeah. The outside's made of bamboo. Yeah. And it's a falls count anywhere. Yeah. Maybe. Or like you say, a Hell in a Cell, just put a freaking bamboo roof over the top of it.
But instead they kept it the same, and like, I'm sorry, but the escaping through the 4 doors, it's so stupid. Because it's literally like 2 punches. Open the door, and then they hug each other for 10 minutes. And then it's like, open this door, hug each other. Oh my god, it was boring. And the worst thing about it was the Singh brothers getting involved. One of them took the most stupid bump. He climbs up, because he's that small, he could fit through the holes in the Punjabi prison. Climbs up to the top of it, and he's battling with Randy Orton, they're punching each other, and he does that where he holds on with one arm and sways. Oh god! And Randy Orton punches him, and he sways some more, and they're like, oh my god, he's gonna fall, he's so high, he's gonna fall, oh my god! And it was like, punch, sway, and they did it 5 times, sway, and then he fell off and fell through the table, and I was just like, that is the worst bump ever. It's like, it makes neither of them look good. Yeah. It's just
the dump for the sake.
But no, I'd say I liked his reign. I don't like his matches. But they're booking him wrong. They're booking him against the wrong people. So, but we've got that to look forward to, which will probably just be exactly the same as the match we've just had.
What he needs is someone to drag him to a half-decent match.
Yeah.
He needs someone who can help him get to a half-decent match.
He needs AJ Styles.
He needs someone like AJ Styles, or a Kevin Owens, or something like that. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But he also needs someone, in my opinion, who's in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
To actually, have a half-decent match.
Like, I watched Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton for the number 1 contenders match. That was actually a really good match. Mainly for the reversal of the RKO into the armbar, which I'm guessing you've seen a gif of. But it is, it was like, holy shit, did not see that coming moment. And there aren't many of those now in the WWE. You don't get that many of them. But it's almost like the title picture on SmackDown obviously is taking a back seat because we have to have Shane O'Mac in the main event. Don't understand that. He was supposed to be a side character, if that, because Daniel Bryan's supposed to run the show.
Yeah,
he's just supposed, and now it's like Daniel Bryan's redundant, and we never see him. And we've got Shane O'Mac on every week in the main event, and the WWE title means nothing. Yeah. It's mid card, but the only people who you actually put in that are Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Jinder Mahal. There is nobody else who they even put in that ballpark, who they even tried to introduce into that.
Well, potentially, when obviously they've got this stupid mini feud that seems to be really shoehorned in and done way too quick, obviously you potentially could have someone like Bobby Roode slot in there. But would you have him go in there and, you know, just go straight in for the main title? Would you go for a mid-card belt? I mean, obviously Nakamura's been shoehorned straight to the main event.
You knew Nakamura would go main event, especially after he beat Cena. But this is what I don't understand about the NXT call-ups is people get called up from NXT, especially to SmackDown, and he's going to get a really strong mid-card push. It's like Mike Kanellis came in, he's going to get a really strong mid-card push. Right, okay. Ty Dillinger, really strong mid-card push. Aiden English, he split from his tag team partner, he's going to get a really strong mid-card push. And you read this every other week, it's somebody different getting a really strong mid-card push. But nobody's getting a push in the main event.
No.
Nobody. Nobody's getting put anywhere near it. And it's...
Welcome to the mid-card mafia.
Yeah. But it is literally... They come up from NXT, they're getting a main event push. They're getting a mid-card push. Bobby Roode was somebody who conceivably could have gone main event in NXT into main event on SmackDown. Could have taken him straight in. He's got the entrance, he's got the gimmick, he's got it. He has the total package. I was watching NXT the other day with my wife. Yeah. Doesn't watch wrestling. And we're watching Roderick Strong versus Bobby Roode on Bobby Roode's return match for NXT before he's officially on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And Roderick Strong comes out and she goes, right? Bobby Roode comes out, big entrance, the piano, the lights, and she goes, fucking hell, he's obviously going to win. Look at all the shit he's got. And you're like, yeah, that's the difference between somebody who has a really, really good gimmick and somebody who is a really good wrestler but has no gimmick.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So Bobby Roode has everything to go straight to the main event, but instead we're going to shoehorn him in against Ziggler, who can't get over.
Yeah.
No matter what he does.
He just makes... His whole gimmick is make everything look like I've just been shot. That's his whole fucking thing.
He's really great in ring, don't get me wrong, but he's one of a multitude of wrestlers who has nothing going for him because he has no gimmick.
Ernest the Cat Miller is at the door.
I fucking hate that cat. If you would like to buy my cat, I will give you £20 to take it.
I was told there would be no cat references.
You brought the cat up, so therefore I'm allowed to mention it now.
The cat came to the door and
That was
started
my
meowing.
fault. Yeah, but you brought the cat up earlier.
No, I didn't.
You can edit and cut it out.
I will.
And not Jerry Lawler's ex-wife.
Yeah, who got him fired from the company. Prayers to you.
It's fine, he just puts a belt on his son.
Oh.
Because the guy who owns the company is your daddy.
But no, back to what we're talking about on
Hindering
SmackDown.
Jinder.
Hindering Jinder. Well, what else is on that card? Oh, the Hype Bros and Gable and Benjamin. I'll come on to Gable later. He's actually one of my topics. But that makes no sense. The Hype Bros are apparently the fracturing. Who cares?
Yeah.
Needs the shit. It's
The Hype Bros against American Alpha 2.0.
But Mojo Rawley won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
But it's never fucking mentioned.
But it's never mentioned and he's never on the show.
Oh, with his friend who climbed over the barrier and got stopped by security.
Yeah, one small girl.
Yeah, because you've got to fucking stop here, isn't she? Jesus
But no, it's not good. Oh, that was the other match. Rusev and Randy Orton again.
Well, we know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, Randy Orton's going to go over because he's John Cena 2.0.
What if it comes like a Bart thingy from Southpaw? That'd be great. Have Rusev come out as Bart thingy. Whatever his name is.
Oh.
Bunkell's going to sort his cat out.
Yeah. He's telling his pussy what's what.
It's gone now.
Strangely, there's no clonk.
Oh dear, yeah, we was expecting the dong of a shovel, wasn't we? So.
Not yet, I don't have one around. Best I've got is a mop. So
Jesus
just mop
Christ.
it out the cat flap.
Just like Perry Saturn.
The thing is, though, were you trying to treat the cat like the Raven did with the mop? The wood chipper.
Oh. No, I wasn't that cool.
Just for the record, we don't advocate animal violence.
I wasn't violent towards it. I just put it out the cat flap.
No, you're more humane.
Yeah. No.
Bunker wants to bury his...
£20 for a free cat. Before I go Triple H on its ass.
He's going to bury it like Triple H. Pedigree little fucker.
Just gets the legs, these little front legs over his head. It'll no-sell it.
It'll come back as the broken cat. Set up his own YouTube channel.
Start eating grapes.
Come back and everyone will think it's Tyler Rex.
Bad blood. Chuck Bunkell's cats. 2011 TNA reference there.
It's alright, but his cat can slam a tornado. and dry up the seas.
Oh, God.
And it'll do like it'll get drugged up into the whole Jeff Hardy entrance.
Oh, God, I nearly puked.
Another pussy is what I'll always be.
Oh,
I got buried by Bunkell twice on the I Bunkell his garden on pay-per-view, just digging away.
Down like Stone Cold with the digger.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. We don't...
Back on topic.
Yeah, let's get back on topic. I was just thinking as well, just ideas, obviously NXT, the NXT champion, for example, Bobby Roode, before he obviously lost the title to Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would be a better idea to treat the transition of like a TNA champion onto the main roster? Do you think it's a good idea, say, just to drop the belt, like Bobby Roode did? Or could you use it as, say, because is it considered a world championship yet?
The NXT.
belt.
Yeah, because it has been defended. Has it been defended in enough countries?
We're not really the governing body for that, mate.
True,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking.
But
A general rule is
No, it doesn't. They just call it the NXT title. They don't call it the NXT World title, do they?
The general consensus for it, like Progress and ICW have done it, like, we're having our belts to be defended in like Italy and in France and New York, whatever. It's like, I think Progress did it. Our belts to be defended in New York, which is going to make it a world title. So any future champion going forward will be the Progress World Champion.
Right.
ICW, we're going to defend our belt in Italy, so it's going to become the ICW World Heavyweight title.
that'd be like Stephen Fludder turning around and going, "Do you know what? Our PCW championship is a world champion because we defended it in Wales."
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
But
our
yeah.
title would have a Masters. Masters is American. Americans aren't from here.
But what I was thinking is, could you use it a la like a Money in the Bank and say, look, I want a title shot, and in exchange, I will give up the NXT belt.
That'd be a better idea than what they do now.
And then obviously, they don't have to win that,
Yeah.
and they could potentially then go, well, he's a big deal, he's had a title shot, he was the champion of NXT, and then potentially set him off onto, like you say, a mid-card role. I'm sure that's a bit more momentum than just coming in.
Yeah. It depends what you're going to do with it, because I think it completely depends on who it is. If you look at the talent that has come through NXT, going forward that would make sense. But if you look at, say, when Big E was the NXT champion, when Bo Dallas was the NXT champion, these guys you couldn't do that with.
No.
Now when you're talking about your Finn Balor's, who pretty much came in and was main event. You look at, say, you could probably do it with Bobby Roode. Like I said, that's what I would have done, because SmackDown does need some new blood. It does need some new life in it, and he's got everything that you need to kickstart that.
We almost did that sort of thing, like I said, with Kevin Owens, because obviously he came up to the main roster still having the NXT title, and they put him in a high-profile feud with John Cena.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they could do sort of the same sort of thing, obviously, for the belt.
Yeah.
You could just fit him into a three-way or something like that. So, look, here's me belt, I want me shot.
Yeah.
And you can just say, right, I'm dropping it, and then obviously you can have,
It would make sense, but I mean, like, if you think about it, that's kind of what they've done with, well, I'm hoping what they'll do with Asuka, is that she's left undefeated.
Yeah.
Paige did it. Paige was the women's champion in NXT, then won the women's belt on Raw.
And then dropped the NXT.
And then dropped the NXT belt, because you can't defend both, which makes perfect sense, because it's two completely different shows. Yeah? You could quite conceivably do the same, and I would say, yeah, that works. Do the same. My only issue is the way that NXT is booked is very different to the way that the main show's booked, and it almost doesn't matter how over you are in NXT. It's like, I look at somebody like Drew McIntyre. I don't think he's that over. When I watch NXT, it's not immediate cheers when he shows up. It's not, it's not like Nakamura was. It's not like Bobby Roode was. It's, he's here as a champ. And I understand why he is. Don't get me wrong, I do. But he's not over like they were. So he's going to have to get some decent matches under his belt to become that over.
Yeah.
The best match I've seen him have was with Oney Lorcan, who can go, by the way. That guy is just pretty decent for somebody who's got no game and no gimmick. But it's, you couldn't then say Drew McIntyre's in the main event on Raw or the main event of SmackDown, because he's not. There isn't the fanfare on NXT.
That's why you give him momentum before you go there via a title reign. I mean, obviously, you could turn around in theory if you're doing, like I say, if you went with my idea.
Yeah.
Say, right, okay, Drew McIntyre's now won the NXT Championship. Right, I want my title shot on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Straight away, which wouldn't make sense.
No.
What you'd do is obviously give him maybe a 6-month title reign.
Yeah.
Get some momentum, get some decent matches under you, have a couple of takeovers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have a couple of good matches, and then say, right, well, there you go. There's
Even if you say this.
Yes. With that.
I'll throw an advert in, it's fine.
Yeah.
So, what I was going to say is, it's a good idea, and obviously to stop them winning the belt and going, I'm having a title shot now, or whatever it is, like, almost invoking a number of title defences.
Yeah.
So it's like I know something they do in boxing, say, with a British title.
Yeah.
To be able to keep the British title, you have to have defended it 3 times.
Right.
So you get your belt, but if you say lose it on the next time out, you don't get it. So, but if you defend it 3 times, you get to keep the belt, and then they'll make a new one, and you can go and you move on to the Commonwealth title or whatever it may be. Yeah, the next step up, the European title, Commonwealth title, whatever it is. So you could do it like that. So say you have to have a minimum of 5 title defences. Yeah, but it's not like, I've won it, and then I defend it once, then I lose, but then that one still counts. It's 5 consecutive defences.
Yeah.
So you are like you've built up that reputation as a champion.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, and it works for a bullshit heel, who
Because
gets
the
away
start
with
of the match and just walks off.
Yeah.
Well, on the subject of champions and defences and that, can we stop changing the nameplates every 24 hours after the bloody defence?
No.
It's like the one was pre-made and it was predetermined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I was going to mention about that is the women's title on Raw. Alexa Bliss loses it.
Right.
Was it? It wasn't so. It was Was it SummerSlam? Possibly. She lost it anyway to Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Next night on Raw, wins it back.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what? In that time, you've changed the belt. They've changed the nameplates on the belt.
Right.
And then it's gone back less than 24 hours later. It's gone back to the other girl.
They just need that video, that guy like unscrewing the plate and then putting the new one on, just to keep him busy.
They do it. They do this all the time with Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is one of my topics because I think she's terrible. Without Charlotte, I think she's awful. Yeah. I really do. I can't watch her. I like women's wrestling. I like Alexa Bliss. I like the whole idea that she's a chicken shit heel because she's tiny, but she's actually really good. She's really talented, but
he likes her ass.
Everybody likes her ass.
What was it? Someone said to her, "Alexa, you're hot as fuck. Shut up."
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember it was. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't her. It was. I was thinking back to NXT when I was in Blackpool. I was watching them. It was a women's match. It was Asuka versus Emma in NXT.
Oh God!
And it was in Blackpool.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was sat in the balcony up the top, and Dana Brooks on the outside, managing. And all you see is someone steam up to the up to the barricade.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Dana!" What? And she's like, "Shut the fuck up!" It was absolutely amazing.
The way your finger was positioned then, I was like, I thought he was like trying to reach over and just poke her in the arse.
You should have seen Dana Brooks' face. She was like, "What the fuck?"
But yeah, so my point being, women's wrestling on Raw. Have you watched any of Raw recently?
Have I, bugger?
I have.
I watched the No Mercy match. Yeah, No Mercy. Alexa Bliss retains. I watched that match. And again, Nia Jax takes a horrific bump.
Yeah.
When
fun?
They double powerbomb her off the ring apron. Right? She lands on the back of her head.
On the floor.
On the floor.
On the floor.
On the floor.
On the floor, pretty much on her neck. It was fun.
The referee sprints
Yeah,
out of the ring.
It was so quick.
Are you okay?
You could actually see Nia like very slightly, but you could see a nod.
Yeah.
As if to say, "I'm fine." But it fucking sucks, but I'm fine.
Yeah. But I mean, she to be fair, she does something quite amazing in that match where she picks up. Is it Bliss or Bailey for the Samoan drop?
Right.
Sasha Banks is on the top rope. She grabs her as well.
Oh, for fuck's
and then
sake.
squats them, and then Samoan drops them, and it was like, that is really, really impressive and so hot.
There's a massive problem with that spot.
Go on.
You've got was it Alexa Bliss that she got first, right?
I think it was.
The problem was Sasha Banks climbed up the turnbuckle as if to say, "Pick me up as well!"
Yeah.
She stood there waiting.
They tried to make it as though she kind of whacked her with Alexa's legs, spun her into it.
Probably
But
she'd been stood there for about 5 seconds.
yeah,
If you was
it was a little bit out of time.
Yeah.
I think this is Sasha Banks. Every match I watch her in, she botches somewhere. And I just think
she crawled on top.
Yeah.
She crawled on top.
I don't know if it's a selling, a ring awareness, or something, but there's something always seems to go wrong in her matches. Mm-hmm. Like, when she won the belt off Alexa Bliss, in an alright match, I guess, but she botches her in that. And then she uses the bank statement as a finisher, which I sit there and look at him like, why don't she just scoot her hips out? Because it's a crossface without trapping the arm.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the crossface is it works on the shoulder. Yeah. Because that's why you've trapped the arm.
Yeah.
She doesn't do that. So you could literally, as she leans back, she brings your hips forward. So scoot your hips and you're out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you shit or is it just me?
It's the believability, isn't it? That just completely goes out. And I've had this argument on podcasts and I've had it on Facebook. I need some believability in the matches. Yes, I know it's predetermined. I know, it's not a real sport per se.
You have to be able to suspend your disbelief.
Yeah. I need to be like, well, yeah, I need to think, this makes sense.
Yeah.
When it doesn't make sense, I'm like, well, don't fucking want to know.
Yeah.
It's like, I was never into Rey Mysterio. Because
No.
I'm thinking he's going up against people like fucking Big Show and Batista.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, in reality, all he needs to do Big Show would need to do is slap, and he's knocked his fucking head off.
Yeah.
It's
The thing is that I've seen recently arguments about that, about Finn Balor, and it being not believable that he's in there with guys who are twice his size, or like 100 pounds heavier than him.
Right.
Which they are. And I understand your argument, because your argument is you would never put a heavyweight boxer in the ring with a middleweight boxer, because the heavyweight boxer should knock him out. Yeah? But Finn Balor wrestles a style that suits his size.
It doesn't do a lot of lifting.
There's no suplexes.
It strikes.
Yeah, there are no suplexes in his game.
Because he's strong style. He's a strong style type wrestler.
Yeah.
He's all strikes.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is, he's got the alter ego. So if he needs a little bit of like, it sounds daft about believability and a bit of like, oh shit, he could actually do this. He brings a demon character. I think, well, hang on a minute. It's sort of like, it brings a little bit of an extra edge.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe you could actually do this.
Yeah.
Which is the whole storyline of the Bray-Wyatt demon thing.
Fuck that up so bad though. Because they did the demon match first, and then they did man versus man. Yeah. Which is basically supposed to be that you can't beat me without the demon.
Yeah.
Finn Balor goes over clean.
It's
like,
weird because
how does this feud continue? Bray Wyatt has lost twice in a row to the same person, and supposedly in his weaker form as well. So where the fuck's this going?
The time is for the wrong time of year. Obviously, have you seen the latest episode of Raw?
No.
Have you seen the? Have you?
No.
Have you seen Have you seen Bray Wyatt's promo?
I've read it.
Well, basically, he's teasing the appearance of Sister Abigail.
This.
Now, I've actually seen the promo.
Right.
Now, obviously, there's a female voice in there. There's rumours it could be Rosie Lottalove.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
It could be her from TNA. I can't remember her name from the Mae Young Classic, which is terrible. But no, the Mae Young Classic's good. The Mae Young Classic's
you mean
great.
her name.
But it's terrible that I can't remember her name.
I can't remember that tournament. What was it called? Mae Young was involved.
But I've got a different feeling on that. I think it's going to be a painted up Bray Wyatt.
I read that. That it's going to be Bray Wyatt in a fucking dress.
But I think that's fucking great. I mean, Bray Wyatt's been missing something. He's got the promos. He has got a certain ring skill. He's not shite in the ring. He's not great, but he's not shite.
Yeah.
He's got his character down.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's been doing the same thing for 5 years.
Yeah.
On and on and on and on about Eater of Worlds, and he's been bringing up Sister Abigail periodically. You had the storyline of what they had over WrestleMania, all this, that, and the other. Now, obviously, for some miraculous reason, even though he wasn't even in the vicinity, and Randy Orton burned the compound down. Obviously, he's somehow managed to absorb Sister Abigail. Now, this could be his way of having an alter ego, sort of thing, a la Finn Balor. So obviously, I think it's going to be safe for maybe something like Survivor Series. This, where he's going to come out. It's going to be Finn Balor without the paint. Versus Balor versus Bray as Sister Abigail. Now, obviously, he's going to. I think it'll be a massive squash if that happens, because you wouldn't.
You can't do it and then have it be a really close match.
It's a massive dynamic change to Bray Wyatt's character. In fact, in a way, it's completely a different wrestler. It's a different person because it's a different character. It's Sister Abigail. It's not Bray Wyatt. So you can't turn around and go, oh, we're going to have a really competitive match with Finn Balor.
It
has to be an absolute destruction and picking apart of Finn Balor. He needs to knock him all over the arena. In fact, make it to the point where it DQs him. Finn Balor obviously gets the win. He gets DQ'd. And then carry on to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And it's Sister Abraygail. Even announce him as Sister Abraygail. Announce him as Sister Abraygail. And then have a match at Survivor Series. Painted up Finn versus Sister Abraygail. And just...
Have that as a blowout.
No holds barred.
Just... The only thing that worries me about doing that is, to be honest, all I think Bray Wyatt needs is a win. He just needs a fucking win. I'm terrified that it's going to be fucking Willow 2.0. And he's going to come... I get the idea. I get the idea that he has an alter ego now, because obviously the compound's burned down. They don't want to do... If they don't want to do an actual Sister Abraygail girl, yeah, they don't want to actually have her as a woman. They want incorporate into his character. It does make sense because he does only bring her up periodically. So you could portray... He's crazy anyway. So you could portray it as though she's starting to take over because he can't handle the fact that he's always losing to Finn, and you need something to counteract the demon.
Yeah,
I get it, but I just the way the WWE book stuff, it's gonna be they'll do that. They'll have this change. We'll talk about it. It'll be great promos, and then the match will happen, and Finn will go over.
Yeah,
and it'll just be like, why?
This is
the
why
the problem I need for that is you'd need to have like Bray Wyatt do a completely different moveset.
Yeah.
And not resort to the usual stuff like the bloody spider crawl and the actual Sister Abraygail finisher.
But,
he'd have to do a different finisher.
Yeah, he could probably do like a power move or something like that as a change. But it's the same problem with Finn Balor when he changes
maybe a
up.
submission.
Maybe a submission, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same issue with Finn Balor because he has the same fucking moveset. What he needs to do, when he's a demon, he needs to wrestle like a heel.
Yeah.
He needs to wrestle dirty. He needs to, like, kick. He needs to push the limits of the rules. He needs to be biting. Things like that. He's a fucking demon.
Yeah.
It's things like that. He needs to basically just
I think he
be
needs
more
to go
savage.
back. He needs to go back and watch some old gold dust stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Black Rain.
Partially. I will not hear any diss of the character of Black Rain or Seven. But no, it's like the old gold dust, but when you have the tick.
Yeah.
Well, I say the tick where you're just going mid fucking.
What you want him to do that? That's a comedy gimmick, though.
No, I'm not saying do that, but do something similar.
Like if he's in the middle of a flurry of hits.
If he's fighting the urge, sort of thing.
Like, say for example, he's in the middle of a flurry of moves or something. He has like a primal sort of scream, perhaps. Maybe obviously you do the stereotypical move where you put them in the corner on one side and you go to the other side of the courtroom ring, and obviously he's fighting that sort of like grabbing his head, and he's like,
I know what you mean. The problem with it is it's supposed to be like his alter ego, like that he only taps into when he needs it the most, but there is no actual change in Finn Balor when he does it. It's literally the face paint and the entrance that changes. There's no change in his personality. There is no change in his wrestling moves. There is no change in his finish. It is, I'm Finn Balor still, but I gurn a lot.
Do you know what he needs to do? He needs, like for example, things like his entrance needs to change when he's just a demon. And I mean, he does the same mannerisms when he's Finn. But what he needs to do, obviously, he does all the bit when obviously the light scope and he puts his arms up and things like that.
Yeah.
That needs to stop.
Yeah,
he just needs to completely ignore that and just be completely primal.
No, I think he just needs a new theme, like a demon theme. Rather than just having the heartbeat at the beginning, get rid of the normal Balor theme, bring something different.
Yeah.
So because then the fans will be expecting him to do the whole.
Yeah.
And if they don't get it, they're going to boo.
Yeah. If they don't get the answer,
he's got the coup de grace, but he's also got the 1916. So why is he not using the 1916 when he's Demon Finn?
Well, if he's Demon Finn, instead of doing the coup de grace, why can't he add a flip to it? I'm sure he can do a flip.
Oh yeah, flip-de-doo, bro.
Flip-de-doo.
Flip-de-doo, bro.
But it's changing the moveset, but keeping it the same. Because instead of just doing a straight up, just a coup de grace, which is jump, maybe you could do a front flip and land. So just like, or a salt, or, like a moonsault or something like that. A moonsault, a moon stomp, or whatever it's called. Something like that. He could do it easy.
Of course he could. We know that it does make sense. It needs to be something more. The whole point is that it's different, so it needs to be different. So again, if they are going to do this with Bray Wyatt and they are going to do the Sister Abigail thing, and they're going to have him have a new persona, I agree. He needs to change. Yeah, there needs to be none of this. No doing the Sister Abigail finisher, because he does that as a montage tour.
Yeah.
A homage, even montage.
Yeah. Gotta have a montage.
Yes.
Even Rocky had a montage. Oh, dear.
It's almost like I don't know. I'll have to see what they do with it. I don't think it will be as bad as Willow was, but I don't think it's going to be what Bray Wyatt needs, because he needs to win. The whole thing is Bray Wyatt can do whatever he wants, do all these great promos, do this, that, and the other. He loses every fucking feud.
He lost to Randy Orton. Now you've said that, the partial problem I can see is they're going to do the usual bit if it's like they actually bring a woman in for this.
Yeah.
Where it could be at Survivor Series or whatever.
Which doesn't make sense.
If it's a one-on-one or whatever. Like, she's going to... Like, Thingy's going to... Finn's going to be there on the top rope or whatever. And, of course, it's all going to go dark. Music's going to hit, or there's be some sort of promo, and she's going to appear on the ramp or something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he's just looking to turn around, he's going to walk straight into Sister Abigail and get a 2 count.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he'll get the win.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, you met Sister Abigail, I see you last night. And that'll be it.
Yeah.
There'll be no other prior mention. She won't...
The only problem with that, with using the Sister Abigail, is the WWE have a policy, don't they, where they can't have genders... No, obviously, doing moves and violence, so you can't have intergender violence. So it's either going to go one of two ways. Either it's not there's going to be no contact whatsoever, or it's just going to be
no contact. I mean, it's going to be that thing where it's going to be a case of it freaks Finn out to the point he's literally going to turn around, the lights will come back on, he'll walk straight into
so it's a glorified manager, which would be very, very disappointing.
Yeah, of course it would. But that's the problem with it. It would be disappointing because we don't... Managers still have a place in wrestling, don't get me wrong. Certain wrestlers need managers. Andre Cien Almas in NXT with his manager, I can't quite remember her name, but I remember her from TNA when she was there. That works. Yeah. He needs a manager because his whole gimmick is he's a playboy. But now he has a manager who keeps him on the straight and narrow. Yeah, that works. And does she interfere in his matches? Yeah, but not physically. Like the match against Gargano at the Takeover, she threw a t-shirt into the ring. Yeah, which put him off because it was a DIY shirt. Obviously, you know what happened with that, and Almas picks up the win. Right, fine. Managers have a place, but somebody like Bray Wyatt, you've built this up so long. You can't then just have her be a manager. No, because he's still going to lose.
Well, there's two things. There's an issue with that having a female, or him having a manager, if that a female manager. A, you can't get physical.
Yeah.
Can't get physical. Because obviously the policy's in place and they're not going to break that. No. Two, does Bray need a manager?
No.
No, because he's got the mic skills.
Yeah, because he promos himself.
Did
they not do that Insanity, though?
What?
Takeover recently. They had Nikki Cross in the affair or whatever.
Yeah, Nikki Cross did. She did. She tried to cross. She crossed
Pain or something.
One of the authors of Pain.
Yeah.
The quarter, and then
Killian Dane went and ran him over.
Yeah.
while he had all of her. Yeah.
But that's NXT. But that's how they can get away with that because WWE can go, well, that's not on TV. So they could do that on their own.
You could possibly have her push him off the top rope or something like that, but she ain't going to be able to actually they're not going to grab her hair and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a waste of Sister Abigail, because the way she's been built up is that she's a complete fucking savage. She's an absolute evil entity. She's pure evil. And all she's going to go is just stand on the edge of the ring and call people names. It's not going to work.
No,
so the only thing that's going to work for me, I don't think they need to bring a female in. Maybe potentially the only reason they would bring a female in is for something like on screen.
Yeah.
Where they're doing a promo and he's doing like the female voice. Obviously, he's not about to pull that off.
No.
But the only Bray's going to have to pull it off for himself. Yeah. That's the only way his Sister Abigail gimmick's going to work, and it's going to be his like alter ego.
Yeah.
That's it. I can only see that being that way. And the way that obviously he's turned around, and he said he's absorbed Sister Abigail. It wouldn't make sense for all of a sudden Sister Abigail and Bray-Wyatt to appear together. It wouldn't make sense.
The only way that it'd work is obviously rather than having like one of these live promos in the arena. Is you a long time ago, or at least I say a long time ago, when I first remember seeing Bray Wyatt, it was all the promos were at the compound type of thing, and it was like dead murky in the background and stuff. You could have a figure in the background of her, but like she's talking through him.
Yeah.
So then, you could have her appear in the background, but it's an apparition. It's not an actual woman. Yeah. It is, but it's not. It is still him. It's just like almost like a demon is talking through him. Yeah. That's the only way that you could do that. But there is no reason for her to be an on-screen personality. We definitely don't want to go down that road. It's not going to work. It's just going to be disappointment again with another Bray Wyatt storyline, which I'm tired of saying and I'm tired of hearing. Yeah.
I just hope we're wrong.
No,
I really do hope we're wrong, because I do like Bray Wyatt. He's a talent.
Oh, he absolutely is. But he's misused.
Yeah.
Does this also mean we'll get like another paint character?
You fucking bastard.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Sister Pate.
Oh dear me.
Oh dear Gordon.
But yes.
This podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or BritpodScene on Twitter to find out more.
Hello, this is for...
Can't we say hello at the same time?
Fuck's sake. Hello! This is an advertisement for Master Debaters.
Oh, can we say Master Debaters together as well? Yeah?
Hello! I am Michael.
I'm Sean. I'm Toffer.
And we are the Master Debaters.
Oh! we are the Master Debaters. That's what we want to do.
We're all saying it.
Yeah.
Hello! I'm Michael.
I'm Sean. I'm Toffer. And we
are
the
Master
Sean!
Debaters.
I thought we were just doing...
Hello! I'm Michael.
I'm Sean. I'm Toffer.
We are...
The Master Debaters. You can find us on Twitter @_Master Debaters, SoundCloud, Podbean, and iTunes. Just do yourself a favour and jump aboard this podcast train. Choo choo, motherfucker!
We just been talking about Sister Abigail, who's female.
Yeah.
This is possibly the most forced segue ever, by the way. I've written down here, obviously, women have more and more started doing gimmick matches that normally only males do. Now, there's talk, obviously, of the women doing a Royal Rumble. Now, what are your thoughts on that? And what other gimmicky style matches do you think they should do?
How many women do we actually have in the
Not enough. 10.
But here's the thing as well. Here's the thing. You do get guest spots in the Royal Rumble, so who's to say you can have, the women off more on SmackDown, you've got the women on NXT, and who's to say it has to be 30 women?
This is my thing. With the women, they should all be on one show. I like the cruiserweights, because then we don't have repetitiveness. The problem I have is every week I watch Nia Jax face Bayley or Sasha Banks, and it's the same match. It's Nia Jax squashes everybody, and then they all team up, throw her out the ring, and whatever team she was on loses. And that's how it happens every single week.
Yeah.
on SmackDown, it's always, oh, look, Carmella doesn't want to get involved and doesn't actually end up wrestling. She just mopes around and says, I'm going to cash in, but you never do.
Yeah.
And you've got whoever the champ is, it's Natty at the minute, so heel champ versus Becky Lynch and whoever. And it's a tag team match, and it's the first match on the card because the women are always the first on SmackDown every single week. So, merge it. Because there are 10 women.
Yeah.
And you're trying to run 2 divisions off so few amount of talent. Merge it. Have it all on SmackDown. Or because the cruiserweights are on Raw, women are on SmackDown.
The only way it's going to work is if they actually employ, say, 10 of the competitors from the Mae Young Classic. There's a few that they could move. I reckon right now they could move a few straight up to the main roster.
Yeah.
For the women, for example, Kairi Sane, Tony Storm would work on the main roster.
Yeah.
Well, see, they probably got them in on that contract. Say, if we need you, you'll
be here, yeah.
Here or whatever.
Well, this is it because they need to expand. If they're going to do stuff like this, they need to expand the roster.
Yeah.
They need to do it because there's also talk of doing a women's tag team championship, which obviously
Isn't that something like Lita mentioned it though? Or something like it was talked about at one point.
Yeah,
I think the wording was used, but it's like, would a women's Rumble not be too overly predictable anyway? Unless you were going to go for like.
The thing is, what they're trying to do now is they're trying to. Obviously, they don't refer to them as women's wrestlers; they call them superstars, the same as the male wrestlers. So they're thinking, well, we're treating the women wrestlers the same as the men, so we're going to now give them a tag belt.
Yeah.
So which does make sense, but the problem with that is you need to improve and increase the divisions.
Yeah. Well,
well, for starters, you need a women's tag division, and you need women's tag teams.
We
don't have any.
We do. We have one.
We have
iconic duo.
Bailey and Sasha Banks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got 2 of them. We got Charlotte and Becky Lynch.
I mean, to be honest, the only ones that I consider a proper tag team are Peyton Royce and Billie Kay from NXT because they always come out together.
This is it.
And their gimmicks are linked.
And it's a way in for if they really want to do something with Ronda Rousey. It's a way in because they could team her up with Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
So there's a way, and there's a way they could do it with that. I mean, there's other things I think they could do. They could bring, for example, Piper Niven in, and if they want to do like a power team, what's Nia Jax got to do?
Yeah. The thing is, the key here is the amount of talent you've got. Asuka's going to Raw. I'm afraid that she's going to get horrendously misused. Because they're just going to have... They're going to stick her in these same matches that we've got. Like, we just had No Mercy. We just had a 5-way title match. And it was Nia Jax, Sasha, Bailey, Emma, and Alexa. Well, I've named all the women on Raw except for Mickie James. And they're all in the same match. Oh, and guess what?
Dana Brooks on Raw, isn't she, as well? I believe.
Yeah, because she's never won a match.
Yeah, but the thing is, I guarantee you that's who she ends up wrestling on her debut.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking Dana Brooke.
Who's she? From everything I've seen, she's terrible.
But the thing is, they can use her to get squashed because she's got no fucking momentum. Yeah. So Asuka can come in and just flatten her.
Well, to be honest, what should actually happen?
For the women's division.
She is.
Yeah. To be fair, what should actually happen is, because she debuts at TLC, she debuts in a title match and fucking wins.
Yeah.
That's how Asuka gets booked. That's how she should get booked.
And I'm an Asuka fan, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but that's it. She should get booked as she was a dominant champion in NXT.
Everywhere!
And she continues to be a dominant champion because that's what she is. And your argument's going to be, oh, well, there's a language barrier. And no, don't matter. She goes over. She stands there on NXT shouting at everybody in Japanese, and we go, yeah, we love you. Thank you.
The thing is about...
You are so good.
The thing is, Asuka can wrestle a mob, and she could have drag a half-decent match out of it.
I think you'll find the correct term is broom.
Broom, mop. Yeah. Sweeping
You know
brush.
home wrestling circles. One is such a brilliant technician that he could have a good match for a broom. You, sir, are the broom.
Well, that's just it, you know. If, as it'll probably end up happening, she faces Dana Brooke, she'll come out and make Dana Brooke look a fucking balance because she is the broom.
Yeah.
But
Dana Broom.
Meanwhile, Bunkell will sit there on his couch watching his TV. He's just going, broom, broom. What's that? Is that NASCAR? No, I believe it's all your peers talking about you backstage.
oh shit!
All credit to Brendan Burns. Again, he's making the great Carly break character.
Oh shit! But yeah, it's put them all on one show because you don't have enough of them to then do a Royal Rumble and do tag teams.
I still remember
it
back
needs
to
its
the
own.
time.
To be honest, it needs its own show. If you want to do that with
This
it.
must have been 8 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
8, 9 years ago. I think we were around at yours one Friday watching Raw.
Right.
And we skimmed over the adverts, and it literally came up from the adverts. And so women's match started, and then it instantly finished.
Yeah.
But this was a 10 diva tag match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting hit.
No
finishes,
one got
go home.
tagged.
Yeah. One move, go home.
Yeah, but that was the women's division then, and it was fucking dire.
Well, this is what pisses me off, actually. I watched something about this on... I'll let you carry on.
Well, I was going to say, this was around the point when, like, the... is it women's rights activists or something?
Yeah. Started complaining that they weren't...
They were saying that there's no women on these shows. You need women at least appear once on each show. So they went, oh, right, okay, we'll have women appear on the show. 10 diva tag match, 30 seconds, done.
Yeah.
Not even that, actually.
Yeah.
3 seconds, done.
Yeah.
That's the free count.
Yeah.
And Vince in the back just like going fucking... Like Randy Baggy is just fucking livid. It's like throwing shit everywhere going, this match has gone too long! Damn it!
You a fucking bastard. I'm train of thought now.
We're saying about...
The women on a single show.
That was it.
The women had to...
They
You
were
said put them
talking
on
about...
one show, and it came up the whole thing years ago. The women's rights activists basically said they have to appear on at least each show.
Well, this brings me on to a point I had. I was watching NXT on the network. Advert comes on, as they sometimes do, and they haven't put the little dots in so I can skip through. And they're advertising a show about the women's wrestling revolution. Front and centre, Bella Twins.
It was a table for free or something, or was it a documentary?
A documentary.
Yeah.
Front and centre, Bella Twins. I'm sorry, you had nothing to do with the women's revolution. You are both shite. And you are dinosaurs. You are a hark back to the Divas division when we used to have 30-second matches with 10 women in it.
Yeah.
You have done nothing to further women's wrestling, apart from piggyback on the talent of...
Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Paige.
Exactly.
Well, it's more... So, Bella Twins, what did you do? We did twin magic.
Yeah. It's literally... Oh, they're on it because they've got a reality show that WWE wants to keep going.
You know who arguably, I reckon, in my opinion, who started the Divas Revolution, arguably was AJ Lee.
Yeah.
AJ Lee's is probably the earliest one you can think about. Was thinking, do you know who's the one that kind of broke the mold and was doing stuff that the women's division weren't doing? And it was AJ Lee because she was cutting these fucking scathing promos and things like that. And it was like she was wrestling. She was actually wrestling.
Yeah.
But then jumped to the first takeover. I'm looking at Bunkell now. I'm sure it's the first takeover. Emma and Paige.
Yeah. Yeah, It was really, really good. But you were right. The initial start of it, especially on the main shows, was AJ Lee. Because she did come out and cut really good promos. She did come out and have really good matches. But she'd sit there and say, I'm sorry, but I am not one of these prima donnas who wants to look good and who wants to prance around and claim I'm a wrestler. Which is all the Bella Twins have done for their fucking careers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they sat there with the gall to put themselves in the middle. Like they're the fucking They originated it.
But this is the thing. It's not them that's saying that. It's the WWE marketing machine, because they are marketable, because they are the stereotypical, what they think is good-looking and marketable.
I genuinely, they sat and they had a bit of an interview, like,
I agree
and
with
they are
you.
like, oh yeah, we definitely started that. We are the beginning of the women's revolution.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
like,
they're probably sat in their own shit long enough that they believe it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it wasn't them. They weren't like that's the poster child that the WWE want, because that's their stereotypical good-looking women, and that's who they like to market.
Yeah.
They don't want to market someone like Becky Lynch or someone coming up like Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
You know, not your stereotypical American sort of good-looking, because the main market's America. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, no.
Right? That's the Bella twins. Well, Nikki Bella mainly is
Nikki Cena.
That's never gonna fucking happen.
Well,
you know for a fact John Cena's had a secret vasectomy, don't you? Come on.
I tell you what, if they pay him enough, he'll fucking walk down the aisle for an episode of Total Bellas. If they pay him enough, he'll fucking do anything.
Yeah, but he's having no kids.
Oh, absolutely not.
What does it say about the bloke? He's openly admitted he doesn't like kids. And the only kids he seems to be able to stand around are the ones that are going to die 6 months later. What does that say?
There's a man who doesn't like kids. Hold on, who's your core audience there, John?
Mic drop.
Right, phone case drop. I'll have that back.
We've already had a mic drop today.
So, yeah. That was before this bombshell, though. It's like, considering you hear the high-pitched squeals of Let's Go Cena, followed by the really deep going, Cena sucks! Every red-blooded male in the room who's over the age of 18.
For the record, this is a warning. This is going to be potentially a sick joke, but you don't normally hear the chant of "Let's Go Cena" high pitch. It's normally "Let's Go Cena."
Oh, Jesus fucking
If we get 1-star ratings, I'm going to punch you in the left nut and kick you in the right one.
Jesus Christ.
But he's always the one that does the Make-A-Wish thing, because he's like, he got, the only kids he can stand are the ones that have got 6 months left.
I don't really like to dedicate this programming to the Crusher.
Be a star, Paul.
Oh, sorry, I'm starting to sound like Make-A-Wish.
Oh, God.
But to be fair, though, like, it's that whole
Good
thing
look
of,
at
like,
it in this stuff, then.
Oh, God. Give me a baseball bat to coming out swing.
You know how in
there's another
podcasting
one.
circles, what is such a brilliant podcaster? They can have a good podcast for a brew.
Oh my God. Oh, I was nearly sick.
Oh my God. He's good at puke! He's good at puke!
Oh, I just had to swallow it.
If you keep coughing, John Cena might turn up.
My apologies.
Oh. So, Bunkell, have you got any final wishes? Sorry, anything you'd like to do?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
You back in the room?
Yeah, sorry. I did puke in my mouth there. So.
You were sickened at the thought of John Cena cashing in off sick children. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What do you think about it? Hi, I'm Paul the Hat Guy Flinders, and I'm the host of the RAD podcast, Random Ass Discussion. And we discuss about absolutely anything that's on our mind Doesn't matter how taboo the subject is, we will talk about it and give you our opinion, whether it's popular or not, controversial or not, or thought-provoking or just downright daft. You can find us on Spreaker at www.spreaker.com/RAD podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/UKRAD podcast. We are on Twitter at UKRAD podcast. And we are also now on iTunes. Hooray! Just search for us at the UKRAD podcast and we should show up. So if you're ready for a bit of random ass discussion, a little bit of comedy gold, and maybe a little bit of thought-provoking conversation, come over, join the fun. And just remember, there are plenty of podcasts out there, but not that many of them are rad. Now it's back to the lost art of podcasting / wrestling / keyfades.
Well, sort of moving away from John-Cena and dead children.
Oh, but there was something I wanted to point out, obviously.
Well, I've just thought something else I need to point out. John-Cena never give up.
Oh, wait.
You've only got 6 months, but hey, never give up.
We are getting banned. We are getting cancelled.
Yeah, this is the one that got us banned, not free. Playing Ricky Morton, something to do, bro. It's fun while it lasted.
Oh, God. There's some horrible jokes I can think of wrestling related, but I best
Please,
not.
God, don't.
Well, the reason being, one of them's just recently died, so I am not going to say it.
Oh, God.
Is it Roman Reigns' career?
No, there is that.
Though, to be fair,
I'll tell you the joke off there. It's that bad.
I could have paused it for like, put like a split second of like.
That's
mute.
true. You can edit it out.
I can put a split second of mute head like sounding as good. Come back here, you dirty bastard.
Yeah, it's true. You could edit it out. I might as well just say it. You know,
just tell us off the air. It's easy. Sticking with women's wrestling. There was a guy on Twitter recently.
Oh yes, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mentioned it on Rad Live last week, which you can find on iTunes.
Yes, find it there.
There's your plug.
Yes, if you can find it, because it's all been changed, hasn't it?
Has it?
Yeah, apparently the apps thing's been changed. Apparently you only get the top 8 results or 25 or something
on
like
your
that.
feed.
Ah, alright.
If your feed's fine, you'll find the episodes.
That's good.
But it's the latest one, so it's fine.
Alright, ignore what I've just said.
Billy something or other. I'm going to call him Billy Shitfuck.
Yeah, Billy Shitfuck, yeah.
He was like on Celebrity Big... Not Celebrity, not even... He was on like Big Brother 7 or something.
I want to be a Celebrity Big Brother.
yeah.
And he was a wrestler the following year in like 1PW. You know, that reputable company, which isn't reputable at all.
A bit like 5-star, really.
Yeah.
We'll get on to that later.
Oh, he's got a number in the title. So yeah, he went on a whole tirade on Twitter about women's wrestling, basically saying it is a piss break. People, all this, it was stemming off the back of at a show. There was someone shouting, "Get your tits out" to a female wrestler, or something like that. I think the British show. And someone took offence to it and basically said, well, the women wrestlers now, or whatever, it's changed since then. They're not there for you to shout and get your tits out at. If you want to shout and get your tits out, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So which he chimed in with, well, women's wrestling is a piss break. People go to the toilet when women's wrestling, when women are on. They don't pay to watch women wrestlers.
Has he not seen the cruiser matches?
And good point. That's a whole hour.
Yeah.
We don't watch 205
That's
Live.
a shit break.
Yeah, that is a shit, right? And I will admit, I do not watch 205 Live. Sorry, Noam Dar.
Yeah.
You are a good wrestler, but
You're never on.
You're never on. Not that we'd know because we don't watch. But yeah, Noam, I like you, but unfortunately, I don't like the show you're on.
So of course, somewhat, I think word went round or something. So I had a look and see what was going on, and if I can hopefully do this on my phone without it stopping.
Oh, I don't think it was.
No, it paused.
It paused. Okay, so you were.
I think I showed you the pictures anyway. If you wanted to get your phone with you, just so I can...
I actually don't.
Oh shit, the bed. It's literally just so I can remember reading what the guy said, because he would basically... A lot of people were saying, like, oh, you're a sexist and all this sort of thing. He was replying to them, basically calling them a cunt.
I ain't got Twitter on this one, but you can get it.
Well, it's on our group chat.
Oh, is it on our group chat?
I think I put them up on there.
Yes, you did.
And other people chiming in saying, yes, you're wrong, and all that sort of thing. And if I can find the actual picture, I can work Paul's phone.
It's an Android scummy one.
I know, I can't work it.
It's my work phone, so...
I can't work Android.
Can anyone?
No.
I can. I can't work iPhones.
My wife could work it.
The problem is we have too many pictures and we talk too much.
You talk too much. You never shut up.
Yeah, someone replied to him, and he basically at one point was brutally racist to them for no real reason. But people were chiming in going, sorry, who are you again?
A wannabe wrestler, clearly.
Well, former wrestler, because he wrestled for all of like a year.
Yeah.
Wow. So he's good then.
He's getting booked everywhere, mate.
Yeah. He said he didn't need the money, so he decided to retire instead. He said he became a professional cunt instead.
Yeah.
We are still trying to find these pictures. Well, I say we, me and Coxy and Bunkell are.
On iPhone, you can actually scroll back through the pictures.
Yeah.
But on mine, you can't.
You didn't send a picture of it?
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Right.
I think.
No, you didn't. Here we go.
There you go.
Highlight.
Aha.
We have found. We found it.
That's what you put.
Yeah.
But there's no picture.
Damn it.
Oh, boo.
It's on my actual phone. That's the fucking problem. But I'd have to... Oh, well. So, yeah, he basically, like some Indian guy where he basically went, get back to, get to a proper school which isn't in a mud hut or something.
Oh, yes.
Was it in the 433? 434? And
there was another one where I can't remember his actual terminology, but I do have a screenshot, and I think I put it up somewhere. Possibly, I think I actually put it up on Twitter and called him a vile racist cunt.
Mild?
Yeah.
But yeah, he basically went on saying like women's wrestling has no place. People don't watch female wrestling anymore. To which people are saying was like, well, there's a company that based on women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's like you're basically making yourself look like an idiot.
Yes.
And he's like, well, I'm a wrestler and I know what I'm talking about. And
no, you don't.
He was ripping on like no DQ and stuff for them posting like stuff about him, going, well, this is wrong and stuff. It's like, well, no, it's not.
No, it's there for everyone to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, he basically there's some website he claims to write for where they basically went, you're no longer associated with us, mate. We want nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Bit like Joe Ross Wrestle Talk sort of shit. Yeah. When he went on that massive fucking tirade against wrestling fans, calling all British wrestling fans virgins.
This is what this guy did, essentially. But even like Pro Wrestling Eve chimed in and was like, well, I think you'll find you're mistaken.
Yeah. And I think companies like Shimmer might disagree.
Yeah. But then
there's a Netflix show about women's wrestling.
Glow.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
And a documentary on there as well.
Which kind of says everything, doesn't it? You don't see any fucking men's wrestling documentaries on there.
In a sort of hilarious twist of fate, his account got suspended by Twitter because everyone complained about him.
Hey!
So, fuck you, Billy.
Fuck you, Billy. But yeah, talking of women's wrestling anyway, because it's got a nice little continuation to what I was talking about before. Okay. Obviously, you've got the talk of the Women's Royal Rumble. Whereabouts would you put that? Now, obviously, it would be part of the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, well, on that topic, aren't we?
Yeah. So, what would you? Where would you put that on the card?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Pre-show.
I would put it on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Agreed. Because it's a warm-up.
That's what I mean by me saying I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd put it on the pre-show and have a women's title match in the show.
Yeah. The problem with doing a women's rumble match, let's say you put them all together. Let's say you get all of them from NXT, all of them from SmackDown, all of them from Raw, a bunch of them from the Mae Young Classic. Put them all together. One thing's going to happen. They're all going to team up and put Nia Jax out because they'll treat her like the Big Show.
Yep.
And then it'll be a schmoz free-for-all, and somebody who you don't want to win will win.
Oh, is it? That's how Royal Rumbles
That's how
tend to
Royal Rumbles
work.
get booked.
So
you'll have a free-for-all, schmaz, and Sasha Banks will win. And you'll go,
why?
Because she'll then win the belt on WrestleMania, defend it next night on Raw, and lose the belt. Because that's all she ever does.
Yeah,
She does not hold the belt for longer than 3 weeks. She's a 5-time women's champion.
I think she's allergic to the belt.
With a heel gimmick, but as a face.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of being the boss and the best ever and this, that and the other, that's a heel gimmick.
Yeah.
But she's a face.
Yeah. I'm not sold on. I'm not sold on Sasha Banks in any shape or form.
No.
She's just a wannabe female fucking Eddie Guerrero.
I think the only good match I've seen her have was with Bayley at that takeover, and even then there was botches.
Speaking of Bayley, I mean, how fucking much has she bombed?
No.
It's terrible, isn't it? It's the crowd just completely turned on her.
The crowd are dead.
Yeah.
But that's because, again, this is part of the problem. And in NXT, it's a small crowd that tend to be regulars, from what I get. It's the same people who go watch every single week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot easier to build a rapport on that small scale with those same people than it is when you come to the main show. And the problem is, Bayley's gimmick is styled to the younger female generation.
Yeah.
It's meant for people like my stepdaughter, who's 7. And, that range of 7 to 11. How many 7 to 11-year-old girls watch wrestling?
Exactly.
Very few.
Very, very few. So, her gimmick has no draw. It's like, she's a hugger, and she wants hugs.
She appeals to man children though as well. Let's be...
Yeah, but it's not. The whole feud with Alexa Bliss was that she doesn't have it. She doesn't have that killer mentality. She doesn't have a champion's mentality. She doesn't have a wrestler's mentality. She can't go that extra mile to win. Yeah, she doesn't have a bad bone in her body, so to speak. Yeah, she's all nicey nice. Well, don't get you very far in wrestling.
Yeah.
And it don't give you very much to play with. She needs to turn heel.
Mm-hmm.
And give him something completely different.
There's rumours of it floating around.
That's the only thing I think you can do with her. She needs to turn heel. But the problem is, her best friend and tag team partner is a heel. Because it's Sasha Banks, who is a heel gimmick. So turning on Sasha Banks doesn't make you a heel.
Yeah.
Every woman on Raw, except for her, is a heel. Oh, and Mickie James. But they're all heels.
She's like treading the line at the minute though, isn't she?
Mickie James?
Yeah, I think she's treading the line.
The problem with Bayley though is she's a big merch seller, isn't she?
I don't know if she's a big merch seller. If she sells a lot of merch...
Hugger shirts out there and that.
If she sells a lot of merch, they won't turn her.
But it's like the same with Enzo though, like he was quite a big merch seller.
He still is.
He still is, but he's a heel.
Which is the only reason why he's still got a job.
Yeah, because he's a cock. But at the end of the day, take him for example. Take Enzo for example. I understand what they're doing. Putting him on 205 Live. I still don't care. But am I more interested in watching 205 Live? Yes, because I want to see him get beat up all the time. Watching GIFs of Braun Strowman running him over is the highlight of my day. I hate Enzo more. I hate him with a passion. And watching the most boring matches where Big Cass came out and big booted him and then just pinned him. Gold. Hate that guy. When he came out in the Royal Rumble and then Brock Lesnar stood there, I was like, yes! Yes!
You could, the thing is with Enzo Amore, you could build him as the next Spike Dudley and just fucking use him as a ragdoll.
They are doing it.
They are,
yeah.
aren't they? But he's a heel, which is even better because you love to hate him. And he's a prick. He's a massive prick. But he's still going to sell merch because the gimmick was always a heel gimmick.
Problem is, he's not very good at selling. You look at his facial expressions.
Yeah, he's selling he
sells everything like...
like he's stuck trying to fart.
That was...
That's what it looks like. He has seriously bad wind and he's like...
It's the connotation I got from when there's that gif, and I think WrestleTalk put it up, and it's like, caption this, and it's a gif of him getting booed in the face and just sort of going...
Yeah.
And so I put it up, that look you give... When you give someone who can't spell or write for shit the job of writing the graphics for WrestleTalk TV. Don't think it went down too well, but Darren found it funny.
Darren finds everything funny, bless him. But he just sells everything like he's just in a coma.
Yeah.
He sells everything like he's in a coma. He just lies like that. Just lies there, still, eyes wide open.
Maybe he really is.
No, I just think he's high when he gets there, to be honest. Having to split him back.
He did mention something about getting a fine or something. He's like, it's only like $1,500.
Yeah.
Like, while he's flaunting his 10 grand ticket or whatever it was on his Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather ticket on Instagram.
Yeah, as you do.
The guy's a dick. He's probably a dick in real life. At least that's what everybody says he is anyway. But... like, basically, the whole reason is that they put that belt on him is because we didn't care when Neville had it. Despite how good he is in the ring, his gimmick is that I don't show you my cool moves.
Yeah. So
it doesn't work. Because we pay to see him do cool moves. But then his gimmick is, I'm not giving you cool moves, I'm a heel. So he needs a foil. The whole division needs a foil. The problem is they've now gone, right, well, Enzo's champ, Castillo, you're not doing anything, or whatever you call it. Callisto, Castillo, the same thing. You go on 205 Live now too.
I can't stand Callisto.
I can't.
That fucker cost me an extra joker in the prediction league.
I just sit there, I watch it.
I thought I said the vision now of that. Man saying, no, still a toe, you're right.
What? He has the same problem as all of the other cruiserweights. He can't get over.
Too fucking
What's the point? It's like that. What's his gimmick? His gimmick is to go lucha, because I'm a luchador.
He doesn't even do that anymore, does he?
Does he not even do that anymore?
I've
not seen him for weeks.
They brought him out on the last episode of Raw.
Yeah.
And basically he looks like Rey Mysterio with a tail on his mask. Basically.
Yeah. Right.
He looks like a... If you went to Poundland...
and
you went into the toy aisle and you saw the knockoff wrestling figures, and what I've seen there's been the crosses between Roman Reigns and Kane. Wow. Which I've put on Facebook. And things like that. You've got obviously dodgy versions of things like, fucking Triple H and what have you. He'd be if you took Callisto, made him plastic, stuck him on a packet, put him in Poundland, he would be the Poundland Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that doesn't even shock me.
Or a dodgy version of Rey Mysterio you'd find on a 5-star game.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked. It's
Ray Callisto Jr.
Did he not come out on Raw though, and he basically just gave Enzo his finisher? He gave him the flip to do, bro.
Pretty much kicked him in the bollocks, and then did the Selena Del Sol.
Yeah, the flip to do, bro.
Yeah, the flip to do. Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
That's what it's called now.
That's how much I've watched him in the ring. I don't even know what his finisher is.
It's just like a standing sliced bread.
Right.
Or like a sit out.
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean.
AKA the flip to do, bro.
Yeah.
Looks okay, but, for a fact, as an Impact move, it does fuck all.
You see, the 205 Live, the struggle to make me care. I thought, honestly, I genuinely thought, like, when they did the Cruiserweight Classic, I thought, this is going to be really good, this. And then they've just done nothing with it. It's like, oh, look, Rich Swann. He dances when he comes to the ring. He is the most annoying motherfucker. Mm-hmm. It's like, seriously, like, you are the only reason why I can tolerate you more than Enzo is because you don't have mic skills, so you don't talk. And when you do, I just want to shoot myself in the face.
Is it not that thing though of like the tournament was like NXT where it gave them a chance to actually shine a bit, and then you get alright, you're an hour-long TV show now. You know, it's going to be under our ruling.
Yeah, but the thing is though, giving the cruiserweight tournament was like getting your cabinet, getting the Mr. Sheen out, and giving it a polish, giving it a nice shine, making it look really nice. Then you give them their own show, and that's basically you not polishing the fucking unit for 3 months. Yeah. It just gathers dust and gets dull.
Yeah.
But why don't we... Well, if obviously, someone from WWE's obviously listens to this podcast. Why don't we give them some ideas for what they could do with 205 Live? And I was just sat here thinking about it.
Just don't send us a cease and desist. Like
No cease and desist. No, thank you.
For that.
Yeah.
To be fair, if you want ideas to how to fix 205 Live, have more people on the roster. Have people I care about on the roster.
Yeah.
We've discussed it before, in that don't have... The whole problem is, they come out every week on Raw, like the Divas used to, and have a 5-person tag team match, hit all the finishes and go home.
Yeah.
And it's like... And that's dull. That doesn't get anybody over.
No.
It doesn't get anything over. They tried to do something a few months back on one of the pay-per-views where they inserted... Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox into one of the feuds, and I was like, it was terrible.
Alicia Fox.
No wonder. That gets to me on one of my ideas I've got for 205 Live is why don't they turn Noam face? Easily done now, because obviously the storyline with Enzo and what have you. But then put him in a feud with Jack Gallagher.
Who's just turned heel.
Right.
And have a gentlemanly sort of like feud where they end up culminating in a World of Sports type of match, and have a proper old school British match.
I think the only way would be though they'd have to introduce the actual World of Sports style.
Yeah. Obviously they could do a segment. Obviously, Jack Gallagher, because he's the ultimate gentleman. Yeah. So I'm challenging Noam Dar, who's acting like a complete cock, but he's a face.
Yeah.
Going full blown Scottish on him. As
you see, you're that laddie.
Exactly. Go full blown Scottish on him. Right.
You see, you. Yeah. I can see me.
Obviously, you couldn't do it because it's pizza. You're a whiff, Annie. Shit like that, But yeah, ball bag.
What's that, John? You see, you. No.
Well, yeah, but you could
the
challenge
Scottish
it.
Can see me.
Yeah, they could have like a sort of like a feud, and obviously, Noam Dar's acting all fucking,
all Scottish, walking out of an iron bro in his buck fast.
Exactly, yeah. But
I'll batter you, Dar.
Jack Gallagher could obviously towards the accumulation of the feud could explain to how I want a gentlemanly World of Sport match sort of thing. Obviously, you don't have to call it a World of Sport match. Just call it, say, for example, a gentleman's match.
Yeah.
And explain it, which is basically the same rules as a World of Sport match.
Yeah.
And you could have
with
that.
The rounds and stuff.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's whether that would...
it would appeal to people.
Yeah.
It's very neat.
That appeals to people like me.
The UK get it.
Yeah.
Like, America, they wouldn't.
No.
Like...
America want the big splash.
But it's something different.
Of course it is.
It's
different.
But you could obviously, on the same programming, you could have the high-flying stuff, things like that. It's a technical match.
The only way I think you'd get that match over would be to have like a UK show or something.
Yeah.
A one-off network show or something.
Yeah.
And have that in the UK. Have that on there, like the main event or something.
Yeah, and just call it a gentleman's match.
Yeah, and have them... Oh, this is what it should be, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because the problem is, you took it over to America and it didn't do anything. People just shit on it straight away, going, well, where's the big moves?
Yeah.
Well,
the problem...
Who's to say it won't break down, though? Because obviously the match is, the match is obviously still pinfall, isn't it? Potentially.
Yes. Pinfall, submission, or knockout. But it's also like the things, like the rules, like you can't climb the top rope, and you get thrown over the top rope, or you go over the top rope as DQ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, you got the 5 count, things like that.
But it also starting to say it's sort of in a way they've done it sort of that way before with, for example, Striker's rules with Matt Striker. if you remember all them years ago, when he was like making his own rules, like you couldn't go on the top row, you couldn't go. You just
Well, they had that, and they had that the Duchess of Queensberry rules match. Like William Regal did.
Yeah,
where he kept changing it in his favour. No submissions.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, he does the Regal stretch.
Yeah,
how's he gonna win? Like, falls count anywhere. So tries to pin me outside. No longer falls count anywhere.
Well, yeah, he could explain it. He could obviously, do that. But obviously, you don't have to end it that way. Obviously, the rules are only state, obviously, what you've just stated, pinfall, knockout, submission. He could turn around and just fucking, just break his own rules. Distract the referee and break the rules to do it. And obviously, he wins via a heel. You could even continue the feud on what could be the end of it. But there's things you could do, things like that.
There's inspiration.
Go on.
I was going to say, there's inspiration that you can take from the original world of sport, whatever. Because from you had the guy, I don't know, I can't remember who was a fit heel back then. But you can take stuff away from that point that people wouldn't have seen.
Yeah.
And obviously that's where Jack Gallagher gimmick comes from.
Exactly, yeah.
The other part of it to me is you've got two very distinct things going on 205 Live. There's your faces, who are all high flyers. There's your heels, who are all technical wrestlers with submission finishes. And there's no in between. There's no in between that. Yeah. If you're a heel, your finisher is a submission move. If you're a face, your finisher is something high flying or
something flashy,
some kind of flip and flash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the problem is, from the little bits of 205 Live that I've watched, every week it is high flying guy, submission guy, have a match, same story. There are 3 matches on the 1 hour show, all telling the same story.
Yeah.
And they all have 5 minutes or less to do it.
Because there's that much gabbing.
Yeah. Stop the talking, because none of them are that good at promos, which is part of the problem. None of them can cut a promo, and your answer to that is Alicia Fox. You fucking morons. So, forget all that. Scrap the talking. They come out, they wrestle, but tell different stories. You have to tell something different. You have to do something different. There are a whole bunch of guys that are under 205 pounds that are not on the Cruiserweight show.
Yeah.
Chad Gable isn't on the Cruiserweight show. Tyler Bate isn't on the Cruiserweight show.
Pete Dunne's 205. Exactly 205.
Pete Dunne, another example, isn't on the Cruiserweight show. You look at the match that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate had at TakeOver, which we've discussed on this podcast before and was amazing.
Yeah.
Why aren't they having matches like that?
This is it.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
what you should why has he not made an appearance?
Yeah.
What you should have is these guys come out, they open up every single pay-per-view. They open a match on the pay-per-view, Cruiserweight title match, have a match like that, makes you want to watch 205 Live. Because you think, holy hell, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I want to go watch some more of that. But instead what we get are Enzo Amore versus Neville, where Neville does no high-flying moves because his gimmick says that he can't. Enzo Amore is terrible, who does 2 moves in the match, one of them being a low blow, and then rolls him up for the 3 count. And you have a 15-minute match where Enzo Amore does 2 moves, yet wins the belt. That's what you get given. You don't get given what you want to see. You get given shit. You don't care. Yeah? Give me something good to watch. Give them 10, 15 minutes at the beginning of the show. Put on a great match for 10 or 15 minutes. Then I want to watch 205 Live.
Here's the thing, though. I think the actual whole programme of 205 Live is completely unfucking necessary. Because I thought having an hour of cruiserweight is overkill. Having match after match after match of the same, like you say, the same story. Pointless. Gone.
Well, I was going to say, it sort of brings me back to that sort of thing of, we're going to do ECW One Night Stand. Then we're going to do it again the following year, because one did really well, and then we're going to put some more WWE shit on it.
Yeah.
And then, that did really well, so let's do a TV show.
Yeah. Don't work.
But that's the reason why the second one happened, wasn't it? It was to help launch and advertise the new show, what was happening obviously on Sci-Fi. So obviously that's why the WWE belts were defended on that show.
Yeah.
To get people to shit, I need to watch that show because the original one was marketed towards the original ECW fans. The second one obviously was marketed towards that crowd as well, but it got you filthy casuals interested in it because you had the 2 World Championship belts defended.
Yeah.
On the ECW show, so you say, "Well, I'll watch this. I'm going to stick around and I'll watch what else is there."
Yeah.
So it obviously helped advertise the new show to the casuals as well and get eyes on the product. Now we all obviously know what happened to the WWE ECW.
Well, I think that was a problem with that circumstance, wasn't it? They expected, I can't remember if it was the USA Network or whatever it was, to pick that up. To pick up that extra hour of TV programming.
Yeah,
and they said no. And then they tried to find anybody who would pick it up, and the only people who would take it were Sci-Fi, who then said, "We will take it on these conditions. There is no swearing, there is no chair shots, there is no this, and we want to insert zombies and stuff like that." So you've shot it in the foot there.
Yeah.
It was never good. It was a non-starter then.
Yeah.
They should have canned it.
Do you think it would have succeeded now?
No.
On the network?
No.
Well,
not if they did it that way. If they did it.
Not on about the original idea, not like the Sci-Fi idea.
Are you referring to the survey that came up recently?
Yes, I am actually.
I was about to mention the survey.
Yeah, there you go. Great minds
There's a
think alike.
survey that came through. So it's a certain, like X amount of people. I think it came through to mine because I filled it in.
I just filled in a survey today, but it didn't have anything about extra programming.
Survey. No, this was this from like a couple
of weeks ago. Yeah,
We're basically asking, would you like a premium tier on the network and pay more for it?
So
I think I might have seen this a few months ago.
I mean, it's it would cost $20 a month as opposed to the $10.99. And obviously, it's tiered. It's not 15 quid over here. Yeah, so it's optional as well.
Right. Okay.
But it's obviously they're asking, would you be interested in say TV 14 content a la ECW? Would you be interested?
Well, they basically labelled it as an ECW show, didn't they?
Yeah, ECW. Right, okay. They actually gave you the option to ECW.
Right. It was like, would you want to see other companies like say, for example, Progress, Ring of Honor,
right? Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
The interesting one of that one was, would you like to see TNA/Impact?
Oh, right.
That was on the survey. So obviously, if this is appearing on the survey,
there's
WWE must be thinking, they're floundering. I'll get them for a Capri Sun and a bag of crisps and get the back catalogue.
I will raise them 2 Capri Sun.
And a bag of Quavers.
It does make sense because there's been discussions like this for a while about having more actual content on the network that isn't like catalogue content, that is live content, that is like a weekly shows and stuff. There was talk about a UK show,
which is still in the works, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are seriously going to do that.
I mean, there was. Sorry,
I think it's just getting the time to film it and things, isn't it?
They sort of they push forward with it because the we're doing a World Sport TV show. So that sort of quickened the pace for going to Triple H. Yeah. But then I don't think they actually know what they're going to do with it now.
I think because obviously
they have the Winter Garden sorted for like 3 years, but the Winter Garden's been worked on the ceiling, which is urgently needed apparently.
Yeah. But again, that's not a weekly program. From what I got, that was almost like a UK special each year.
There wasn't. No, it was an actual weekly show.
Right.
There was going to be a weekly TV show to go with it as well.
In the Winter Gardens?
Partly
Winter Gardens, partly around the UK, different.
Right.
It's like they filmed one in
Norwich. Where Ricky Knight has all his stuff, WAW. Yeah, they filmed it at the studios there.
Right.
But yeah, that's something that was on the survey. Obviously, ICW, ROH, all that lot.
Yeah.
But they also mentioned non-wrestling products.
Oh God, yes.
For example, things like the Office, WWE's version of The Office or Game of Thrones.
That would be what? Right.
Were you going to say that would be awesome, or were you going to say that was going to be awful?
I don't know if it would be awesome or awful.
You could imagine
one or the other.
Could you imagine Triple H as Ned Stark
getting his head cut off? Yeah.
Winter is coming.
It's literally going to be like Roman Reigns runs around banging hoes. That is literally what it is going to be.
He's just slaying him, and he's just there, just as he's at the point of climax,
just,
just goes,
ooh! It will literally be a montage of Roman Reigns' bedface.
You'd have Enzo getting sucked off by some woman because he's up in the midget.
all of a sudden, Naked Midian makes an appearance from somewhere.
Right, no, right.
Naked Midian as Reek.
I want less non-wrestling program. Strangely enough, one thing I have considered watching, I haven't watched it yet, is it called Ride Along?
Yes.
Where there's two of them sat in the car and they chat and do whatever.
Yeah.
That actually seems kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind watching something like that.
One of the better shows I've seen is Table for Free.
I've not watched any Table.
Some of those are quite good.
I know it's basically JBL and Corey Graves like shitting on people.
No, that's the other one. That's
Oh.
I don't even know what that show's called. But the Table for Free is where you have like the Attitude Era, for example. Or
Right.
it can be like tag teams or something. And they'll have like three well-known tag teams, like it could be like IC champions.
Right, right.
You'll have like I think one's like Big E. And Bunkell just scratched his leg to fuck. I don't know. What was one of it? Was like there was one like these like big guys. And it was like Big Show, Ryback, and Mark Henry or something.
Right, yeah.
And also, so how did you get started? And they're like, the food. Oh, thank you. And they're all like munching on food, like, so I did this and that. Oh, do you think it's difficult being like a big man in the business nowadays and all this sort of thing?
Right.
And it's all about the careers, and sometimes it's quite interesting. You get like a different insight almost.
Right. You see, that sounds alright, but like, I quite stuff like that. That I get it. It's fine. What I don't want is like fucking cartoons. I don't want to watch fucking Total Divas.
Yeah.
To be honest, I saw that Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax were going to be on the next season of Total Divas, but it's not on the network.
Right.
You have to watch it on the E channel before it comes onto the network like a year later. And it's like, do I want to watch past episodes of Total Divas with Eva Marie and whatever her face is that was banging bray-wyatt? No.
Jojo.
There you go. No, I don't. I was only slightly interested because I actually think Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax are quite colourful characters and they're quite interesting. But I don't want to watch anything with the fucking Bella Twins in it.
No, Total Bellas. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've watched the first 2 episodes of Total Bellas.
Oh, dear.
It was not fun. It was not fun.
I'm still waiting for the review.
I've written it somewhere. I reviewed it, the first episode.
You know what you need to do is record it and send it to Coxy and he'll post it as a...
special content. I need something to record on. I have to record it on my phone, on the little microphone in my phone.
Yeah, do it. You could do it that way. I mean, you can download Spreaker Studio, job done. Because you can just plug a microphone into it, done.
The thing is, like, though, when we sat through WrestleMania 33, all 7.5 hours, we had to sit through the fucking proposal. Which we all knew was coming a mile off.
Yeah. I can't believe they didn't get booed. I would have booed as hard as I possibly could.
It was terrible, wasn't it? I was sat on a pub floor watching that. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm tired, can I go to bed?
To be fair, called it before the match even happened and just knew it'd be shit.
Question, just while I remember, question, is a 6.5 hour WrestleMania necessary?
No. Is it bollocks?
I thought that would be the answer.
Is it a good thing when the best match on the entire show is on the pre-card?
And it's not even on the DVD, yeah.
No, it's not good. Fucking dire.
And then one of the guys that's in that match isn't with the company 2 months later.
Well, to be fair, congrats on getting your release, mate, because they were going to do fuck all with you.
Yeah.
But speaking of people they're going to do fuck all with, Jason Jordan, what are your thoughts on the whole Kurt Angle's my dad gimmick?
My black son! Also, he's a ninja.
My big thing with this is they used the wrong one. Chad Gable fits it.
I was going to say, be careful your words.
At the end of the day,
He's the wrong colour.
no. I don't mean anything like that. But what I mean is, Kurt Angle, the whole point was, he was undersized, but extremely gifted, and had like that intensity that made him a star.
And a broken freaking neck.
Yeah. Chad Gable is undersized and incredibly good at wrestling. Far better than Jason Jordan is. Jason Jordan doesn't fit the gimmick.
My black son. My black son. Seriously, I bet Vinnie Mac was going for Chad Gable. Watched that episode of Family Guy and went, what if his son's black? It's like... And he's there walking around like the backstage going, my black son. It's like, Vince, what are you doing? He's like, give me a Jordan. Black. And he just walks off and he's like, why? And it's like, it's okay. It's just Vince. Just go with it.
This is going to
Could have been worse. They could have picked Apollo Crews.
Oh, well.
It's sexual, baby.
I just think... Did anyone watch No Mercy?
Yes.
No. Did you watch the Jason Jordan match on No Mercy?
Yes.
Miz? Where they cheered Miz out of the building.
It was his hometown, to be fair.
Well.
But he's over as fuck. And so are the Miztourage.
Oh, no.
Do you know what? It's made stars. The Miz has made stars out of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas.
Someone needed to.
Eh?
Someone needed to. They weren't going to do it themselves.
Yeah, they weren't doing it themselves, though. But the Miz has got to that point in the company where he can make people. 10 years ago, he was getting kicked out of the fucking locker room. He's in a position.
That was his own fault, to be fair, for being a bit of a cock.
Yeah,
but
he was a
The
cock.
same thing happened to Enzo, which I
Yeah.
believe made the Miz did.
The Miz shot on him and said that. The Miz fucking shot on him.
But, yeah, this is my point. Jason Jordan basically got booed. And I was watching...
Choose your words carefully here.
No, I was watching an episode... I watched an episode of Raw before. Right? And he stood in the back with Kurt Angle. He's like, he's getting frustrated. He's all intense. He's like... Kurt's like, well, of course they're going to say crap about me. And you're going to have to put up with it because I'm your dad, like. But it don't bother me. And he's like, yeah, well... I'll tell you who does suck. The Miz sucks. I'm like...
That's like turning around and going up to someone, well, you're a doo-doo head.
Yeah, basically. It was like, wow. And they've even got him doing the mannerisms that Kurt does. It's like, oh, he's getting fired up. The straps come down and he screams. And he sounds like he has special needs.
Problem is, he doesn't have the straps anymore. They've changed his ring gear.
Oh, I don't know.
He's now got the Dolph Ziggler style trunks, but they're a luminous green.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but he probably did the whole strap down thing. If it didn't work, didn't get over, or the basis went, no, it was too much like Kurt Angle, don't do it.
The reason is because the
or
fans
someone else will do it, or something like fucking Big Show or something like that. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, it's a weird one because the fans are picking holes left, right, and centre through it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It does not make sense.
Yeah, but they could have done... At the end of the day, that's what I mean. The perfect guy to do that storyline with was his tag team partner. And for some odd reason, probably because Vince McMahon has a bit of a chub on when he sees him, you pick the big guy who doesn't fit the gimmick. He's not an underdog. He's not small. He's not undersized. He's a massive man.
Vinnie Mac probably thinks that is Chad Gable. Like he's walking around calling him, he's like, how are you doing, Chad? And he's about to go and Kurt Angle's stood behind Vince going, no, don't, you're Chad. And then he's like, why does he keep calling him Jason on the show? He's like, oh, Kurt's playing this confused thing. He's like, and Vince is like, okay.
But that's what I
I'm
mean.
not wearing no pants.
Look at it this way. If you saw Shelton Benjamin and Jason Johnson next to each other, would you think that was a tag team? Yes. You see Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin next to each other. Do you think that's a good tag team? No.
No.
So you've ruined 3 people's careers in one terrible move. And you're dragging Kurt Angle down with it.
But I can see it. I can see it happening now. I can feel it in me piss. WrestleMania. At least I'm not like Darren touching the piss. But yeah, I can see it coming now. There's going to be dissensions on the road to WrestleMania, and they're going to end up having a fucking match, aren't they?
Oh, yes, Kurt Angle
WrestleMania.
versus Jason Jordan, yeah.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's already said that he's pretty much confirmed he's having a match based off this storyline.
I at least want to see him in tears with Jason Jordan the ankle lock.
I'm sorry! I love you!
No, not even the I'm sorry bit, because I'm sure they put like that's going back to the fucking Dusty and Big Show bit.
Yeah.
Like Kurt had to charge up the ankle lock somehow. He's like, straps up, he can't do it. The straps have got to come down before he can even do the ankle lock. That was written into the match of like, you cannot do the ankle lock until your straps come down. And they'll be trying to find he'll staple them to his tits. They'll be trying to like handcuff his singlet to the rope.
Comes out with some fucking epoxy glue.
Yeah. And then
God.
They'll be there like having like ankle lock on. Finally, 20 minutes into this shit fest, and like it'll be there in tears, but it's for your own good. I try to love you. But then Jason Jordan do the same, and like I try to love you too. And then Charles just come out and like just.
You've lost your fucking allowance.
No, Charles just stood there and like
Could have been me.
Didn't just walk. So, yeah, it could have been me. Just walked off.
Except you're going to do the 30 man over the top battle royal for the Andre the Giant memorial shit, which is fucking pointless.
Yeah.
It's just a way of getting everybody in the company in the ring at one point.
Yeah.
And it's always for the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like, you need a payday. And you need a payday.
Yeah.
And you need a payday. And you need a payday. Battle Royal.
Yeah, Battle Royal. Fuck it.
As long as Titus O'Neil gets paid, it's fine.
Yeah. Here's the thing for WrestleMania. Obviously, if they're going to make it, as long as they are, even on obviously the pre-show, do you think every single belt that they have in the company should be defended on WrestleMania, including NXT?
No. NXT can happen on the takeover before, but I don't. I think every belt should be defended, and any that aren't obviously mean nothing.
What about the UK Championship? Because that's not technically affiliated with NXT, is it? It's its own thing.
Well, it only ever gets defended on NXT. Well, and obviously in indie shows that we don't see.
I think it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see it on the pre-show.
On the pre-show, again, someone build up something on somewhere on NXT or something where you bring someone in from Progress or from ICW, have a whole thing, have it on the pre-show, and then it's defended. Yeah, considering that WWE's a worldwide brand,
I wouldn't even do that. I'd actually get it on Raw. I'd give it 5 minutes every week for maybe 8 weeks.
It's not enough. It needs more.
5-10 minutes.
Because you end up running the risk that they want to get so many people over that they do exactly what they do with the cruiserweights and end up having like a schmaltz.
To be fair, that's what it probably would be if it was on the pre-show, but at least it's giving it some exposure, as opposed to if you've not got the network, you're not going to be able to see it. Yeah,
but like the point of the UK Championship to me is that he can obviously he still takes indie bookings and he goes and defends it in the indies. He's still like Future Shock or wherever he is. He still goes and he still defends his belt. But and obviously it's never going to change hands at one of these events. No. But it's built for when they do add extra programming. It's not the problem with the UK title is, it's the problem with the UK wrestlers, really, is they only ever wrestle each other, except for Danny Burch. And they're not, it's like they did it was a few weeks back now on NXT, it was the UK Championship, Wolfgang and Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne comes out, crowd goes mental. Wolfgang comes out, crickets.
Yeah.
And the build to it was, the week before he said, well, if we win this tag match, you face me for that belt. Yeah, all right then. That was the build.
Yeah.
But Wolfgang has basically no charisma, and they did nothing to build him up. The only two people who have been built up are Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
So the only people that care about are Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Yeah. The problem is the only two people that can fit in on the NXT programming at the minute is the champion and whoever he's facing.
Yeah.
And you can't build characterization around that. You need this show.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing as well. If you're having a title shot, obviously you're going to have the odd one on the weekly show.
Yeah.
Would you put it on the WWE main pay-per-views, or would you put it on the NXT TakeOver shows?
TakeOver show. The thing that I would say is because it's leads into one of my points that I had, is for the way that the WWE does things, is there almost too much talent? So I want to see British wrestling. I want to see the British wrestlers. I want to see them do something. Like I thought they were going to do with the Undisputed Era. I thought, all right, well, we'll see them face somebody who is outside of that little niche, yeah? And they'll put Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, Wolfgang against somebody different, yeah? So it'll give them a chance to show them off.
Yeah.
But literally the only one who's ever had a match that I can see on NXT that isn't against another British wrestler is Danny Burch, who was having a feud with Oney Lorcan about 3 or 4 weeks in a row where they were swapping wins.
Yeah.
And they were excellent matches, don't get me wrong, proper hard-hitting, really good, entertaining matches. But then they've taken them off TV. And they've not had a match for like 3 weeks. Right. But then they brought the British guys in, and Danny Burch wasn't involved. But he's the only one who's picked up a victory since the show, since the tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting to see the British wrestlers. I don't get to see Pete Dunne. I get to see him once every 4 weeks, if I'm lucky. And then we're having matches, I don't know what it is. Like, there was one, I think it was on this week's NXT, and they're like, 3 weeks ago, this happened, so that's why this match is happening. 3 weeks ago? We've forgotten about that now. Yeah? So...
What's these guys been doing for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Sat at home going, I'm mad at him.
Is there too much talent? They're bringing in every week you hear about this new superstar that's come from the Indies and is going to be in NXT, but there's never any time to showcase them. You know, we get.
Yeah, I think
I enjoy watching NXT.
There is a bit of a depth of the pool sort of thing. Like there's.
Well, it's like take this for example. Before the last takeover, Ember Moon faced Asuka for the title at Takeover. How many weeks before Takeover do you think Ember Moon's and Asuka's last matches were?
I'm going to go with a month. 4 weeks.
It was 4 weeks for Asuka, and it was 3 weeks for Ember Moon since he appeared on TV and had a match. And then they're having a match at TakeOver.
There's not enough screen time for all the talent.
Like, it's like they had Cien Almas and Johnny Gargano at TakeOver. Last time they wrestled, Johnny Gargano, from my memory, hadn't.
Right.
And Cien Almas had one match in the month before.
Wow.
So there's not enough time for this.
Is it time to up it to 2 hours?
Well, this is my question: is do we need more?
Yes.
But then when you watch Raw and SmackDown, they're dull as fuck because they're too long. Well, Raw's definitely too long. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, is the problem that the main shows are booked poorly, so we don't watch them, but NXT is booked well, but therefore not long enough, because there's too much to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes. That is the problem.
It either needs to go up to 2 hours, or there needs to be a bus split.
Yeah.
One or the
They'll
other.
give us 2 hours. They'll give us like 2 shows, like an hour a week, like twice a week.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, Friday, or something, or Wednesday, Saturday, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Saturday because they have takeover on Saturdays, but.
Well, I mean, it's just a ballpark question. It's like, if you look, take for example...
Because I was under the impression, how long have we had NXT now, what, 3-4 years?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be in 2 hours by now.
Yeah. I thought it
was... We're still an hour on the network.
I mean, I sit there and NXT is what I watch, mostly.
Yeah.
Because for that hour, I'm consistently entertained. The problems that I have is because the WWE are quite slow at putting in, like, making it skippable, so you can just skip to the matches. Yeah. And there's a lot of, last week this happened, or last takeover this happened.
Yeah.
Well, we're 4 weeks on from takeover. Why are we talking about the last takeover?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened. It's been gone. We've moved on now. So, if it was 2 hours, my only worry is they won't continue booking it like they do. They'll have more filler to try and make you watch Raw or try and make you watch SmackDown. But that's the last thing that we want.
Well, if it's on the network, I think the only thing they can really do is throw in some adverts for network stuff, can't they, really?
Oh, I don't... possibly, but it's...
You got different writers for NXT.
Yeah, of course you do. But I'm just...
It's having too much... The biggest problem for me is they've got too much talent to showcase.
Yeah.
And because of that, because everyone's got to try and get the shit in, but they've only got 4 hours a month to do it.
Yeah.
So they probably get, one, maybe 2 matches tops a month to do that. But if you double the amount of airtime, that gives you double the opportunity to do that. And it's not going to cost them anything extra, really, because the fucking camera, the setups, it's all there. Yeah. Permanently all there. So it's just a case of, 1 hour extra.
Yeah.
A filming session, maybe, or whatever. It wouldn't take a massive, jump in.
No, I mean, I don't think it would. But, I mean, you look at people like Luke Harper, who we know is incredibly talented, but where is he now?
This is it. The problem with that is people say, send them back to NXT, but okay,
there's no time
there's
on NXT.
There's no time or space for them on NXT.
No, there's not. Because that's what, again, that was just furthering my point is, people say, send these guys who aren't getting time, on Raw and SmackDown, send them back to NXT. Like they were saying about Ty Dillinger before he got involved in the US title matches, whatever it is. He hadn't been seen for months. It was like, where did he go? He debuted, won 2 matches in a row, never seen.
Yeah.
And it was like, where is he? Yet the guy who he beats isn't having like a mid-card push. But, and I'll send him back to NXT. He was great in NXT. Yeah, but there's no time to have him on NXT. There's no time for anything.
You can't. If you put it back on NXT and use them, on NXT, that's taking the time and the opportunity away from the talent, the younger talent that they could. Yeah. Someone could be. You could potentially could be better than them. You don't know. It's like I say, if you've tried them on the main roster and they're not working for a reason.
Yeah.
If you're going to send them back to NXT, what they need to do is to completely fucking rebrand them. Take them off TV.
Them. Yeah.
Take them off TV for 6 months entirely. Yeah. Take them to the Performance Centre. Go, look, you got 6 months to down your new character.
Yeah. 6 months to repackage yourself.
Yeah, you got 6 months. If you haven't done it and you can't get over in NXT, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. Because obviously your old gimmick isn't working.
Yeah.
So obviously we need to do something, and if your new gimmick doesn't get over,
well,
we've tried, haven't we?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the only way I could see them doing that. And it's like having a new character. Well, it is. It's a new wrestler in a way.
Yeah.
But you know, in the meantime, while you're down there in 6 months, you're giving the opportunity for somebody else to come in and fill that spot.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're sort of recycling. So that, in a way, it's, you know, but they're hanging on to people too long now. They're putting them on these stupidly long contracts, and they're not releasing people. They're waiting for the contracts to go out, and that's it, because it's bad PR.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, you know, we talk about D-Day, you know, what used to be D-Day, which is like the day after WrestleMania.
Spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning.
I call it the bus flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the mass culling.
Well,
Yeah.
How many of them actually go that you recognise?
Well, hardly any went this year.
Yeah.
Who's been released this year? We've got who was it? Simon Gotcha got released
Because he asked for it.
because he asked for it, and then I don't know if they've gone yet or not. The Colons.
No, according to the survey they sent me today, they are still there because I had to say if they were how I rated them out of 5. In terms of my favourite wrestler or least favourite wrestler, they got a 1.
Tomorrow, the Colons release, and Bunker's like, I had influence.
I can tell you how I rated almost everybody.
Who else was gone as well?
The problem is, half of them this year is all like developmental guys. Like, this person been released. Who's that? Oh, he's this person who like used to play football for...
the goalkeeper.
Yeah. He was a goalkeeper. He's been released, whatever. This guy, he was a football player for like the fucking Denver Broncos or some bullshit.
Yeah.
This woman was like a female weightlifter. Like, she's gone. Never heard of him. Like, half of them didn't even make it to NXT.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. And again, you watch NXT. There are some guys on NXT, and you're like,
why the fuck are they there?
Why are you here? How are you here? Yeah. Cesar Bononi.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. What? His gimmick is he's from Brazil. Right.
Oh, I thought
that's the name of somebody you feed to Braun Strowman.
That's the name.
He beat Andre Cien Almas clean.
That's the name you get when you sneeze.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, admittedly, they used that clean loss to then have him
get a manager
and whatever. Yeah, fine. So it's just.
I want to know what happened to Trip Bradshaw. He was a future world champion.
Well, sometimes you do get jobbers that make a career for themselves because we've got 2 fists, 2 hands.
Well, that's what they fucking say, isn't it?
It's Ellsworth.
Ellsworth. Any man with 2 hands has a chance.
It. This is it. Any man with 2 hands. Yes. But Ellsworth is he's brilliant. I love Ellsworth.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Janet Ellsworth, that bloody belt. Get him a dress on. No.
Oh, he could be the new Santina, couldn't he? Easily.
He's set up to be the new Santino.
Well, the thing is, though, like, Ellsworth now could get released. He can go back to the Indies. He can charge.
He's got a gimmick for life.
Yeah. But
you could see him in ROH.
He can charge like double or triple what he was earning.
Yeah.
He's got his own promotion as well. He runs his own promotion.
Oh dear.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah. He's got his own promotion. So, yeah, he's got his fingers in many pies. He's got 2 hands, hasn't he? So he can do.
Do you want to go through what this survey asked me to do?
Go for it.
Right, so it says, please rate the following WWE superstars on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being my least favourite.
Oh, we've got to do this, haven't we now?
5 being my favourite.
We all have to do this.
Bobby Roode.
3. I'd go with 3 because
I gave him a 5.
I've never been a fan of Bobby Roode, to be honest with you. I mean, I enjoyed him as part of of Beer Money.
Yeah.
But on his own, I found him very fucking bland and a very, 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 very Poundland version of Ric Flair.
You see, my thoughts on Bobby Roode was I always liked him. His technical ability, spot on. His look, spot on.
Yeah.
Problem, slightly undersized for the WWE. Because he's not going to put on any more mass. He's like 220, 230. Yeah. He's not going to put on much more mass, and they like him about 255 like Cena is.
Mm.
Yeah. But I think he's gold. I honestly think he's money. He's a license to print money to me. But it has to be used correctly.
Yeah.
Like, stick him in a feud with Ziggler, not using him correctly.
No.
Having him as a babyface isn't using him correctly.
No, he's a shit-ass heel, isn't he?
Yeah.
That gimmick as a singles competitor He's a shit-ass heel.
Yeah, he's a smarmy heel. That's the point.
As soon as you put on a robe, you should be a fucking heel.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask. I give him a 5 just because I don't want him to get fired. Carmella.
Oh.
Now, I'm conflicted.
I gave her a 1. I was quite harsh with this.
I'm conflicted because I think as of late, her work's got better. It has got better. She has potential.
I love Carmella.
You're just a pervert.
So are you.
She's got potential, and Ellsworth is bringing the best out of her.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To be fair, one of the best moments of wrestling I've seen ever was her sell at WrestleMania 33 when she got kicked in the wrist. Ow! on the hard camera, whatever it was. Like the camera literally zoomed in, and hers going, ow! I nearly fell off the couch. I was laughing.
So yeah, I'd give her at the minute because there's still time.
Yeah,
She's still got time, so I'd say 3 at the minute.
I'd say
I'm going to go 3 just for the sell.
right. Aiden English. Give him a 1.
Yeah. No amount of airbrushing tax can save him.
Unfortunately, I'm not sold.
No.
I'm not sold. He's not. He's floundering as a singles competitor.
Yeah.
Unless he ends up being in this tag team,
With
with Rusev, which I can see happening.
Yeah.
But he
They're just going to be the un-Americans 2.0.
Yeah, he needs a partner.
Yeah.
On his own, no thank you.
Kevin Owens.
10.
See, I give him a 4. Just because, why are you feuding with Shane and Matt, bitch?
Kevin Owens is just fucking amazing. He's money.
Kevin Owens
He's
is
money.
good. Kevin
He's
Owens
money.
is great. Don't get me wrong.
Here's the thing, though. He's now been trusted. He's been trusted to work with the McMahons. He's one of the few people who's been able to put their hands legitimately on Vince McMahon.
Mm.
There's not many people who can say that they've done that.
True. Naomi.
1.
She's okay in the ring too.
I gave her a 1.
But I don't like the gimmick.
I hate the gimmick. That's why I gave her a 1 because I don't think she's particularly special in ring. And the gimmick is so fucking annoying. Feel the glow.
The entrance is okay.
The entrance is good.
But it's done up too much. It needs to be for pay-per-views.
Yeah.
As a normal SmackDown entrance, it should just be her coming out to her music.
Yeah.
Maybe with the belt flashing, because that's her gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anything else, all the fucking, the neon and all that, that needs to be happening at pay-per-view.
Yeah, it needs to be special.
Yeah.
But that's my issue with her is she is an entrance. Her whole gimmick is based on her entrance.
Arguably, so is Bobby Roode, though.
No,
probably is based on his glorious skill.
Yeah, which is why I said arguably. But, yeah, I'd say 2, maximum.
Elias.
I'm going to pass.
Until he changes his finisher, he's getting a 2.
Yeah. I'm going to pass because he's still relatively new to the roster.
I think the gimmick where he comes out and tries to sing is great because it's heel gold. There's no better way to piss off a crowd than to try and sing to them.
True.
He should be stood outside behind busking.
That would be awesome.
That'd be a great little promo package.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing if he's in the middle, say for example he's in Chicago and they've got a show there. And he could spend half an hour filming, say he's at the main train station in Chicago, and he's just there. He's got his hat and everything. He's got his ring gear on, and he's just there singing. And they're getting genuine reactions off people, and he's slagging the town off.
Yeah, it'd be great.
That'd be fucking amazing. It's a special performance by Elias Santos, and he's just there, and he's just slagging Chicago off.
But it'd be amazing until he's in New York and someone looks in the wrong way and just knifes him. So I'll tell you that.
But yeah,
like, giving the drifter's code into a fucking old brain.
But I'm going to pass on that because he's too new to form an opinion yet. I've not seen enough of him in action.
Okay.
I agree though. I'm not a fan of his finisher. It needs to change.
See,
the drifter's code is a crucifix powerbomb. That's what it is. The drifter's code.
See, I give him a 4 because I think I love gimmicks where they sing to the crowd. It's so funny. Except I don't like Aiden English's version of it.
No.
There we go. TJP.
Get him to fuck.
1.
Get him to fuck. 1.
Exactly.
Bland as fuck. And anyone that dabs needs to basically be unemployed.
Yeah. And I hate his entrance.
Damn Bob Dino.
Yeah. Another one.
Good house and dab bod though, rather than dad bod.
Dolph Ziggler.
See, I used to like Ziggler quite a bit. Ziggles. Good old Ziggles. But like, I would have said like a 4, but I'm going with like a 3.
I'm going to give him a 2 because you can tell his soul is sapping away.
I gave him a 3. Mike Kanellis.
Not seen anything of them to comment.
Right, well,
So you could choose, I am not familiar with the superstar.
I'm not familiar with the superstar. You didn't give us that option before.
I kind of did though when I
Game
passed.
changer.
The problem with Mike Bennett is you probably got to see him for a while because he's in rehab.
Yes, I'm aware
And
of
his and Maria's pregnant,
this. Yes.
which was the career killer for Kong, if you remember.
Yes, it was.
When she just signed, Maria's just done the same fucking thing.
Yep. Which probably means they'll get cut.
Which means probably at some point they're going to get released anyway.
Yes.
So I'm going to say a 1 because...
Yes, but in today's political society, can they really release a pregnant woman?
Probably not.
Probably not, but, you know.
They could give her a backhander and let her go.
Yeah,
So,
they could pay off a contract.
Yeah.
Like they did for Kong, didn't they?
yep. Triple H.
That's a nasty question.
It is a horrible question.
I am not familiar with the superstar.
I was tempted to put that, but knowing if I did, they would just discard my my opinions.
I'm just going to go middle of the road and say 3.
He might have only got into wrestling recently and after WrestleMania and not actually seen anything of his work.
Possibly.
I'm not interested in seeing him
Did
wrestle.
he not ask about terrorising?
No.
Damn it.
No.
So, Triple H.
I'm not
What's gone
familiar
with
with
a
the
3?
superstar.
I also went with a 3. Though originally I had ticked a 1, but then I thought they're just going to ignore my results. Kurt Angle.
We're going to cover Kurt Angle or past Kurt Angle.
Well, Kurt Angle, this superstar.
As he is now. I'd say 2.
I give him a 5 just based on the history.
I give him a 2 because that past glory. That'd be like giving a 5 to Dolph Ziggler, though.
No, because Kurt Angle's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt,
And he's got a black son.
And he's got a black son.
as in I have been there, bought stuff just because he was on it, and then got the t-shirt and his book.
See, as much as I'd like to see him there, I mean, unless he's regularly wrestling, like, for example, at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. If that's the case and he's going to be doing that, maybe a 3. Other than the wise, I'd say 2 because I'm not really bothered about seeing him twice on a Monday Night Raw for 30 seconds. I really am not bothered.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
5.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
See, I put a 4. Just because I don't like what they're doing with him. So I'd like to see it change. I like the character. I'd just like to see them change.
We just don't want him to murder his character.
Yeah. Drew Gulak.
I'm not familiar with Superstar. Well, I am, but I've not seen
Cruiserweight.
I know who he is. He was good in the Cruiserweight Classic. I'll give him a 3.
He's got like this politician sort of like gimmick, hasn't he, at the minute?
Yeah, stop him doing high-fly moves.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. I think that's great.
I think that's a fucking great heel. That's a great heel.
Yeah.
You can imagine it. Do you know what's needed? For example, he's the perfect person who could make GM of the Cruiserweights.
Yeah. That would be good.
So if they do that with him, a 4, 100%. Make him GM of the Cruiserweights. Otherwise, maybe a 2.
See, I gave
just because I'm not really that familiar with his work, and I'm not going to miss him because you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
don't watch
that's the
it.
only reason.
See, I give him a 3 because I like that gimmick. I think it's a good idea.
It's a fucking
but
cracking
they
heel
need to
gimmick.
let him use it.
Yeah,
Mandy Rose. I am not familiar with this superstar.
correct. I'm not.
No idea.
No, I'm assuming it's an NXT female.
I couldn't. I tried to Google her and couldn't find her.
What did it turn out to be a him?
It's Andy. Just it's a typo.
No, it'd be a man called Mandy. Like Mandy Rose. It'd be like some sort of biker twat.
Yes.
Bo Dallas.
I'm not familiar with Superstar. 2.
His role at the minute, a 4 because the Miz works better when he's got someone with him. So not only is he elevating the Miz elevating Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas, in a way, is elevating the Miz. So in that respect, 4 all day long because
It's because the Miz Bo leaves.
Yes, he does. Miz believes. So yeah, a 4 just for that reason.
I give him a 2 because I understand the Miz needs somebody, but I don't know what he actually does. He don't speak out.
Bo can go in the ring though. That's the thing. Bo's got skills in the ring.
I liked Bo's original gimmick. The white meat babyface who's not a babyface and who celebrates after every single win, even if it's over R-Truth.
Yeah.
I think that was brilliant. Aleister Black.
5 everywhere.
Yep, I gave him 5 too. The Usos.
1.
I gave him 1.
2. Because the gimmick...
It's
Is it
terrible.
because there's 2 of them?
The gimmick is terrible.
2 walls don't make a white.
No.
Oh, dear me.
No, I think the gimmick change was needed. So that's the only reason. I'm just giving them a little bit more
The gimmick
time.
change was needed, but it's like, yeah, wear heels, I'm just going to wear black.
Yeah.
And then they came out in bin bags.
Yeah.
True.
Oni Lorcan.
Who?
He's a good worker.
He's an excellent worker.
He's in NXT.
I am not familiar with the superstar.
I give him a 4.
I'll give him a 3 just for giving him a bit more time.
I give him a 4 because I think he's excellent. Rich Swann.
Can't stand him. I'm sorry.
Give him a 1.
Yeah. I've seen him at Preston City Wrestling. He was okay.
I'll go 2.
But on TV, he's been fucking terrible.
Mustafa Ali.
That's the guy that does the inverted 450, isn't it?
Yes, he is.
He's alright, actually.
That's why I gave him a 2.
He's alright. He's alright. He's got... Do you know what he looks like? His costume looks like he's nicked one of Seth Rollins' old outfits and put it in the wash and shrank it.
Yes.
So...
You play 21, I play 22.
He's like... He's like an Indian, more athletic version of Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I'll give him a 3. Just...
I'm not familiar.
Heavy Machinery. Tucker Knight and Otis Dozovic.
I've seen them and they're good.
They are fucking awesome.
They are amazing.
Paper machinery.
Heavy Machinery.
Oh, I thought it was just a paper. Fuck's paper machinery.
Oh, they're great.
They are amazing.
They are absolutely mate. Oh, imagine a slightly fatter War Machine.
I've seen them on Instagram and that, and like one of them looks like a fat Bull Dempsey.
He does a little
Dozovic.
bit. Yeah.
He's awesome. He's so funny.
I think
What's it called? Chokovich.
Otis Dozovic.
Otis Chokovich.
I gave him a 5.
I'm not surprised with a name like Chokovich.
Choke a bit.
I've never seen him.
Coxy has no idea who they are. Coxy doesn't actually watch wrestling.
Don't give the gimmick away.
Paul?
I'll give him a 4.
People stop listening if they find that shit out. I watched Shikara.
Braun Strowman?
5 everywhere.
I'll go 3.
I'll give him a 4.
I only go for 3 because he got murdered by Lesnar apparently when he shouldn't have done.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it, I heard about it.
Yeah, he got murdered,
That's
unfortunately.
yeah. Shit. Roman Reigns?
1.
1.
1.
Sick of him being shoved down our throats.
Yep. Tommaso Ciampa?
3.
I'll give him a 3 because I've seen him in person. He's good.
I give him a 3 as well. Noam Dar?
3.
4 because I do enjoy his work.
I gave him a 5 just because he's British.
Yeah. Loyalty, patriotism.
Randy Orton?
1.
1. Get him going.
Hate the cunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give him 1 as well. Ember Moon?
I've just seen her work a couple of times. I'm going to give it a bit more time. So 3.
3.
Yeah. I've only seen, like, a finish is good.
The problem is she is basically a finisher.
Yeah.
And that's the way that they kind of play her out to be, though. That it's... If she hits that move, she wins. Mm-hmm. Apart from when she did to Asuka, who kicked out.
Yeah.
Because Asuka's a machine.
Yeah. That's because Asuka's like... Yeah.
Asuka is the massacre knocker of NXT.
Yeah, pretty much. So...
Asuka's one sexy machine. So.
Everywhere.
And then everywhere again.
Lana?
Get her gone. I'm sorry, she's good as a manager, but not... They're trying to make her this sort of like in-ring...
Yeah.
Sort of...
Send that Southpaw.
Yeah.
I gave her a 2.
I'm not familiar.
Sarah Logan?
I'm not familiar. Right, well.
I gave her a 1.
Oh, wow! She's in a very young, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's Crazy Mary.
Just like a squirrel girl.
She's alright.
I gave her a 1.
2.
I'll go 3.
Asuka.
5.
Yeah, I gave her a 5 too. The Singh brothers.
4, because they're doing a fucking fantastic job at the minute.
Or is it because there's 2 of them?
Because maybe because there's 2 of them. But they're doing a fantastic job of just basically being bouncy balls for the modern day Maharaja.
They're stopping Jinder from being hindered.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're getting hindered instead.
I also gave him a 2. Darren Young.
1.
Sorry. Does he still have a job?
Exactly.
Apparently so, according to this. I literally put this
Mr.
in
No
today.
Days Off still has a job and he's currently off.
I gave him a 1.
So Bob Backlund's not made him great again, has he? So
No.
What fuckery is this?
I'd take that as a 1 then.
Yes.
yeah, it's a 1.
Ruby Riott.
More time needed. 3.
Yeah.
1. I don't like it. The club, Gallows and Anderson.
Getting to fuck. I'm sorry. They're getting back to Japan.
3.
Not over, are they? They're not over as fuck. They come out as crickets.
Yeah.
They're not going to get booked. They're not going to get anywhere near the belts again.
No. I gave them a 2.
They either need to get them to fuck, or make them join AJ Styles on SmackDown and turn them face.
They need to go thingy with the club, I think, and actually go do something with the club.
Dean Ambrose.
2.
1.
Unless they're redoing the Shield because it gives them that dynamic again.
If they redid the Shield, it'd
be a 4.
Yeah.
Without the Shield,
without
it's
the
a
Shield,
2 maximum.
Yeah. Natalia.
1.
I like Natty.
I give her a 2.
I'll give her a 2.
Bobby Fish.
You see now, this is I'm going to be a little bit biased here. Red Dragon are one of my favourite tag teams of all time, so I'm going to have to say 5 because I love fucking Red Dragon. So
I
that
gave
goes
him a
with
3 because I've not really seen any of his stuff.
What about the tag team though?
The tag team.
You said you love fucking Red Dragon.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
What's one you on about? Kyle O'Reilly?
No, Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish. 3.
I gave him a 3 because I've not really seen any of his stuff. Daniel Bryan.
He's not going to appear on telly much, is he? Because he's not got fucking Talking Smack and Shane O'Mac's there. So fuck him, get him gone.
Get him gone.
Fair enough, I gave him a 3. Lacey Evans.
2.
1.
That's the one with the sailor outfit, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah, give her a 1.
She's okay, but
She's
not
a job.
amazing.
No Way Jose.
Can't stand him. I'm
Yep.
sorry, he's just not for me. I mean, just can't stand him.
I gave him a 2. Having watched one of his matches all the way through, his finisher is a pop-up right hand.
Right,
And I was
there you
like,
go.
Really? That's how this match ended?
Oh,
Really?
I know there's spots on the card for people that aren't going to get belts and what have you. This, that, and the other. Can you imagine a spot on the card for a No Way Jose on the main roster?
No.
Which is he's wasting his time.
Yes, he is.
His gimmick would work if he worked with someone like Dalton Castle in ROH.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said to Bunkell in episode 2 or something. It's like, there's no way Jose sell tickets.
Whee!
No, he does not. Maria Kanellis.
Get her to fuck. She's already done commit.
Bye.
Well, bye.
I gave her a 3.
Just let the door hit your arse on the way out. A nice, perfectly formed arse, which I've seen from about 10 foot away. Not in a stalkery way, either. She was stood on the ring post.
Fair enough. Eric Young.
Now, if it was TNA Eric Young, it would be a 1. Constant signing.
But this Eric Young...
This Eric Young is fucking brilliant.
I agree.
Yeah.
He's a 4 minimum.
I gave him a 4.
4.
Sin Cara.
Get him to fuck. How's he still got a job?
I gave him a 1.
He got new ring gear. He got new ring gear. He's had 2 on telly TV matches since WrestleMania. Get him gone.
The Colognes.
Get to fuck.
I gave them a 1.
1.
Samoa Joe.
5.
Yep.
Amazing.
Eric Rowan.
Wow, that's a thinker.
2. I gave him a 2.
That's a thinker, that, because Eric Rowan is talented.
But they're not using.
This is it.
It's like, it's in a way, he comes back with the same gimmick. Oh, what's new about Yank? I'll put some
My sheep mask is now black.
And it's got gas mask.
I made it look steampunk.
Yeah.
And Booker T is like...
And he comes out here, does the claws on the head.
It's like we take a shot every time Booker T says jacked.
Yeah.
Oh, you are looking jacked. Look how jacked he is. He's so jacked. Oh, you're looking jacked, Eric. You so jacked. Jerry, look how jacked he is. Oh, you so jacked, Eric. You looking jacked, man. You jacked.
2 to go. Adam Cole.
Baby. 5. Massive fan.
I've only listened a bit of him in like Piece of Music. I'm going to say 3.
I went 3 because I'm not seen any of his stuff. Brock Lesnar.
Bye.
Really?
Enough of him, yeah.
3.
I gave him a 4. Just because
I
I would like to see Heyman.
Yeah, but Heyman can go move on and do something else.
True, he can.
Look, the lava and the volcano, Paul.
Yeah, but could you imagine
The
Brock?
lava and the volcano.
There's that, but could you imagine Brock Lesnar getting behind Braun Strowman, for example?
Yeah, it'd be a German suplex.
Yeah.
Did I say Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
Oh, I meant Paul Heyman.
Brock Lesnar getting behind Braun Strowman.
So then
suplex.
They went on to ask me about certain abilities of different superstars.
Right.
I'm not going to go into detail because there's a lot and it's really, really annoying. So the superstars that went into further detail on, No Way Jose. He had to do stuff like, are they an underdog? Are they one of the kind? How much of a one of the kind are they?
Hang on a minute, are they asking us to book for them?
Yeah. How high flying are they? How generous are they? As in, do they give back to the fans? Family friendly, rebellious, boring, phony, respected, unstoppable, funny, energetic. So they asked my opinion on all of those things. Oh, and dark, snobby, and edgy as well.
I'd just go to fuck with them. I'd just do the complete opposite of what they actually are.
The thing is, they did the same with Tommaso Ciampa, who's had been on TV once since injuring himself, and then they did it with Triple H.
He's lovely.
Who we all know.
He's kind and considerate and caring.
Family man.
From then, it went on to a superstar meet and greet. Includes a brief meeting, an autograph, and picture with the superstar. I would pay, and it lists all the superstars, and then less than $50, $50 to $99, $100 to $149.
What?
Or $150 plus.
I paid £10 and met Scott Hall. I'm not paying any more than that. Jesus.
I paid £10 to get into the meet and greet in Chicago and my mate got a picture with Simon Gotch, whatever.
No, I think
for nothing.
I think I listed them all as either less than $50 or I would not pay to meet this superstar.
Yeah.
Because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'll just list them off. Kurt Angle, I would pay to meet him. Braun Strowman, yeah, I'd probably pay to meet him.
Here's the thing, let me just stop you there. Kurt Angle did a tour not that long ago.
Yeah.
Doing like a speaking sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it would have cost less than $50 for the ticket to go meet and greet and get a show.
I know. I think it's mental.
It's crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
That is crazy money. What they're asking, would you pay that? Fuck off.
Maybe if they were all in the same room and I got to sleep with one of the divas.
Yeah.
It's counter offer. It's like, you can lie in bed next to them and spoon them.
Fuck off, son.
Sonny, yeah. Have you not
But
seen
we
this?
get to pick who. So, like, you end up with
Spooning Braun
one of the
Strowman.
Bellas.
You spoon Braun Strowman.
Oh, dear.
Oh, does Braun Strowman spoon you?
Yeah. just that terrifying. It's like you're feeling beard and he's breathing down the back of your neck.
And as he comes, he just goes,
I hate Roman Reigns.
you wake up the next day and you got beard rash on the back of your neck.
Yeah. And the smell of regret fills the room.
Yes. And next thing you know, Braun Strowman comes out of the ensuite and he goes, round 2.
So wrong. So wrong.
End up walking out the room like John Wayne. Jesus Christ. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Shall we move away from this sick and twisted conversation? Now, I've written down, obviously WWE at the minute have a bit of a fetish for tournaments at the minute.
Right.
Obviously we've had the Cruiserweight Classic, we've had two, was it three? Dusty Rhodes Classic, Tag Team Classics. We had the Mae Young Classic. Now, you've been, Vince and have rang you up and said, right, we're going to put you in charge of the tournament. We're going to ask you what it's going to be and how it's going to work. What would you pick and what would you do? If you think they needed one.
World Championships.
World Championships?
As in Team Mexico versus Team Canada versus Team Japan versus Team Britain versus Team America versus...
It's like a World Cup.
Yeah. I like TNA. But when TNA did it, it was really entertaining and it seemed to make it seemed to matter. It made it feel like it mattered at the time. And though I can't say lots and lots came from it, we got Bobby Roode from it.
Yeah.
We got Pete Williams from it. We got Eric Young from it. We got, we got the British invasion from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'd do. Personally, that's what I book. I book something like that where they wrestle for points, and obviously you don't just have Team America go over. Team America should be made up of you don't put Team America's Brock Lesnar and John Cena and
got to be indie talents.
Yeah,
that's the idea of these tournaments is for them to unearth talent which they wouldn't normally be able to scout.
That's what I'd do with it, because you'd end up with clashing styles, which to me is really entertaining. So you end up with some guys from luchadors from Mexico taking on British strong style wrestlers. That's such a clash that leads for a really entertaining story to be told. Yeah, that's what I'd look to do with it. And give them all managers. Fuck it, give each team a manager. Get Doug Williams out of retirement, manager for the British team.
Hell,
Scott Moore, where'd he go? Canadian.
Yeah.
Hell, could have William Regal as a captain.
Well, you could do.
He's one of them, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea, actually. I was thinking, obviously, the fetishised weight divisions a bit at the minute.
Yeah.
Why not have a heavyweight one?
I was thinking heavyweight.
Heavyweight, but obviously indie heavyweights. So the likes of Rampage Brown, the likes of Jørn Simmons, Keith Lee, people like that, like heavyweights, proper heavyweights, like
Jim Powers.
Oh dear!
Still the funniest thing I've ever seen in wrestling.
We'll cover that later.
God.
But no, it's like when Progress brought in the Atlas title, which is for people over 205 pounds. So yeah, I think the heavyweight tournament will work. It's just they have to get people who can work together.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But then you can bring in Elgin and stuff, Michael Elgin.
You could Elgin for it's another good one. Yeah, you could bring in people there's loads of talent out there. Hell, even bring in Tanaka. Dust him off and have you could go over.
He's still wrestling now.
Yeah, he's still wrestling. Which is why I say bring him in.
I mean, to me, the problem is where does it lead to? So if you have the tournament and you bring all these new guys and make a couple of stars out of them, this, that, and the other. We've already said there's not enough time for the talent we've got. So we're going to struggle with even more talent adding to that talent pool. So, are you going to make NXT 3 hours? Are you going to put an NXT show on every night of the week? Probably not, because people don't have enough time to watch it.
No, but if you're doing a tournament, normally it's a dedicated program, isn't it, which is separate from NXT. Yeah. And who's to say you're going to hire every single person that's on that show? You could use that as your scouting.
Well, I'm not suggesting you are. I mean, you look at the Cruiserweight tournament and, out of the wrestlers that were on it, half of them was back in Japan.
Yeah.
There weren't many that came from that tournament, really, when you think about it. Literally, the roster that's there.
Yeah.
That is literally it.
Hmm.
So, there is room for another tournament and potentially a little few signees. I mean, Rampage Brown would fit in.
Yeah, but Rampage Brown has been there, done
Which
the
is
WWE
exactly
thing
why.
and hated it.
So with Dave Mastiff.
Yeah.
And Dave Mastiff. Yeah, Dave Mastiff's another good one.
I'd say Valkavius, but he's a fucking idiot.
So I've never seen Valkavius.
I saw him on TV, and I saw him at the PCW show where he just like ruined everything. And Fludder was like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Wow.
Why have you done that?" Just gone completely off the booking.
Yeah.
Paid no attention to what he was told to do and just fucked it.
Gave the ref a Death Valley driver for no reason.
Nice.
The only ref they had for the show took a Death Valley driver.
So I've only ever seen one real clusterfuck at PCW, not including obviously the Lionheart incident with AJ Styles in ring, and that was the Money in the Bank ladder match at Rooms, because there was the wrong person won, if you remember, because it was meant to be.
I don't think I was at that show.
You were.
Was I?
You were in the balcony, I think.
Oh, I was probably wasted.
But it was the Money in the Ladder match. If you remember, there was both at the top of the thing, and the thing wouldn't unclip.
Yeah.
They both tried to unclip it, but unfortunately, Chris Travis got it down, because it was like, oh shit. So we went back and won it, and then they feigned a cash in during the Iron Man match, if you remember. Travis came running out with the briefcase. He's got to cash in the middle of the Iron Man match. Joey Hayes comes flying out, knocks fuck out of Trav, nicks the briefcase, and fucks off with the briefcase, which led to a feud between the two. Mm-hmm. So it was obviously turning a frown upside down. They booked this whole storyline going up to, the Festive Fury, where they had the hair versus hair match, which didn't actually end up being a fucking hair versus hair match because Joey fucked off before he got his hair cut. If I remember correctly, everyone was pissed about that.
Yeah, well then he got his hair cut anyway.
Yeah, he got his hair cut anyway, but it was a bad night that anyway. If you remember correctly,
You're still bitter about that women's match, aren't you?
Oh god, it was fucking awful. I mean, even what's his name? Madman Manson on his stand-up was like, fucking hell, that sucked worse than that women's match. It was like, Jesus Christ, it was bad.
Yeah, I remember.
I've got it on DVD, and they actually edit out a lot of the chants.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I remember that match.
Yeah, it was
I
fucking
think
painful.
even I was stood there shouting, please end!
Yeah. Because I remember at one point there was a massive chant of, end this match, end this match. Oh god, it was bad. And obviously, just before that as well, you had the incident with Vader nearly killing Dave Rain.
Yeah.
Because he took a fucking Vader bomb.
Stiffened Mastiff.
Yeah. He stiffed Mastiff.
Oh yeah, full on like punched him right in the face.
Oh god, yeah, because I remember now, because Mastiff just stormed off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Well, it was more the thing of like, from what I've been told and heard, like Vader was like, yeah, I can do this, I can do that, and do this. Turned up, didn't even have his gear with him. And then goes, yeah, I can't do any of that.
He had his mask and that was about it.
I can't do that, I can't do this. It's like, well, you just went back on everything you said you'd do. Like, this is what I'm paying you for.
Yeah.
And there's a point though where you could see, from where we were stood, like, you could see Vader grab him by the hair and just like launches like proper full-on fist right in the middle of the face.
Fucking potatoes him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But people have always said like Vader works notoriously stiff.
I'm not shocked.
To be fair, he's a fucking nutcase, isn't he? I mean, he worked with his eye fucking hanging out, didn't he, at one point? So
Oh, he pops it back in.
yeah, he popped it straight back in, but fuck that. But yeah, he nearly killed. I remember seeing it. Dave Rain was fucking on the outside of the ring for a good 5 minutes and not moved. So, but yeah, me and Adams nailed them biscuits. But yeah, I've got it on DVD, so we'll have to do an alternative commentary on that maybe one day. Maybe just for shits and gigs, just describe how bad most of that fucking card was. To be fair, though, there was a couple of good matches on there as well, main event included. but most of all, it wasn't great. I mean, we had a Uha Nation match, so that's we can't complain.
True.
So I think it was when he was champ. I think he won it actually. I think he won the belt there in that event.
Possibly, I don't remember. I drank a lot.
I've drank a lot since then.
Yeah.
I don't know if he won the belt then actually, because it was one of these. I think it was only his second appearance, so I don't think he'd have won the belt then. It would have been a bit. I think the year after. But yeah, tournament. I'd have a heavyweight one. Just they've done every other weight division. They may as well do a heavyweight one or a super heavyweight. By saying that, how many super heavyweights are out there?
You're not got that many.
So,
you haven't got that many, and you haven't got that many. That kind of work.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking terrible. Like, I punch you punch me, I punch you. Yeah. Pretty much that'd be it. So, but yeah, there was that. Plus, obviously, you could also have you could have copying, nicking off Shikari. You could have trios.
I wouldn't surprise if they did that. Or try doing we're going to have a 6-man tag tournament.
I'm not being funny, but I can smell it in the air. I think there is going to be some sort of trios, but championship coming. Because it's the in thing at the minute, isn't it? Yeah. So
I understand it being the in thing, but WWE don't do trios well. I mean, you think, okay, the New Day, they're one. The Shield, they're two.
The Wyatt family potentially,
but they never did anything.
But you could make stables if you wanted to book stables. You could book stables. For example, you got the Club. You put them on SmackDown. Put them with AJ Styles. You got a trio. It's easy done. You can move stuff around.
Like that, to be honest,
it could move stuff around. It's an early card to pre-show filler. That you could do, and it's basically can be an absolute clusterfuck of a match. It just gets just get a lot of shit in. People get very high pace, get the shit in, leave the ring, has a bit of schmoz, 10 minutes, gets the crowd going. Yeah, that's all. That could be the whole purpose of a trios thing. Yeah, and then on the plus side, you potentially could see a belt change hands.
Yeah, true.
So it could work. Might not. Might be a load of shit. Don't know. Until you try it.
True.
But yeah, what else have I got written down?
I only have one more.
Go for it.
Probably a decent one to have. SmackDown versus Raw. Oh, WWE 2K18.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Are you buying it?
Yes, I am.
I will be.
I've got it pre-ordered.
Oh, see, I've been clever. I've asked for it for my birthday. So which means that the missus has got to buy it. So I will be getting it a month later, but I will be getting it.
I am not sure.
Yeah, but it's your birthday. Oh, yeah, it comes out October, doesn't it?
Which is perfect because another one of my topics I wanted to talk about was Barcade.
Yes.
WCW Barcade.
Oh.
It's 2 days before my birthday. Guess who's getting wankered?
Me and Bunkell, because they get to get through it.
Yeah.
Don't know about you.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there, and I'll be getting wankered. I'm actually booking the whole weekend off beforehand as well. So I'm getting the 18th off. I'm going to book the 19th off, and I'm already off on my birthday. So I'm going to get absolutely slammed.
Wait, what's this that I'm drinking at?
WCW Barcade.
White Collar Wrestling.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
that's we've dubbed it WCW.
Fair
In fact, it
enough.
got to the point that we've actually...
It falls to the back end of the year, so it's like, fuck it, Barcade.
Yeah.
Fair shout.
Exactly, it's the same sort of time of year. So we came up with loads of other, bleeding... multiple alcohol-based WCW pay-per-view names.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll have to see if I can put this out.
Can't remember some of them now.
There was, I think, that Spring Sesh.
Yeah, Spring Sesh.
That Spring Slam.
Mm-hmm.
There was Sesh Bury.
Yeah.
Sesh at the beach.
There was loads. I can't remember it now. It'd take a lot of searching to find, but it was very, very humorous. But yeah, we're going to support your brother, aren't we?
Hopefully.
So hopefully he doesn't bloody kill himself.
He won't.
Does he know who was in a match with yet? No.
He's probably going to find out on the night. just for that,
You watch him go up against T-Bone now.
You better do a flip-de-do.
I'm going to say you're walking and your arsehole was pucker shot. It's like,
You're going up against Mastiff. We brought him back for one night. Shit. And you're taking a cannonball.
you're going up against Rampage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will beat
It could
the
be-
shit out of you,
It could
literally.
be. It could be worse. We're gonna get you to face Dad Bod Dean Allmark, and we want you to do a flip. We want you to do a 450.
I want to see your brother flip. I'm demanding it.
Right.
I demand a flip.
Roly poly.
To be fair, he's going to come on while start wrestling after when he's done it and talk about it.
Good man.
So,
Awesome.
Good man.
Talk about his experience.
yeah.
Flip you, bro.
Can we start a chant at him going, no more Moonies?
No, if he does a flip, I think they just need to all shout, "Flip the do, bro!"
Can we shout, if he does do a flip, can we just shout at him and go, Jesus Christ. Jesus.
When he lands, you'll got to jump.
Richter scale. Richter. I can't say nothing. I fall out of bed and the fucking tidal waves hit Japan.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Gojira! Translation, no, it's Paul getting out of bed.
Oh, God almighty. But yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it, so...
Oh, yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, I'm good on him. I'm going to say I'm tempted to do it next year. So...
What, we've done all of mine.
I'm trying to read my name.
Your name's not on it. Adam Cole.
Oh, right,
Baby. I was also, obviously you brought up WWE 2K18. What about other wrestling video games that you've played that you enjoy? Or enjoyed? Going way back when? Whenever?
I've only ever played the SmackDown series.
Really?
Oh, and Legends of Wrestling.
See, that was...
Which
I
I did like.
enjoyed that.
Legends of Wrestling was awesome.
It was great. It handled terribly, but it was great.
Yeah.
Well, as I pointed out to Bunkell, I was like, why has Hindering Jinder got a six-pack?
Just cause.
Tell you what I'm going to do one day, because I've got ECW Anarchy Rules on Dreamcast. I'm going to have to bring it round one day.
Okay.
I remember playing that on Nintendo 64. And...
I remember watching someone play it on PS1, and it seemed hard as fuck.
It was hard.
Because it's like, the popular wrestlers, like, I think for the same engine that Attitude was on.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, Shawn Michaels' Super Cube was like left and like on Nintendo 64 it was like left C, so it'd be like PlayStation was like left and R1 or something.
Right.
But then for someone like Al Snow or whatever, to the Snow Park, like a 4-button combo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's all I remember is in playing it as RVD, because it was the only finishing move he could do. And it was like a 4-button combo to do the 5-star frog splash.
yeah.
And half the time, he jumped the wrong way. And it was just like, that's good, that.
I remember playing it and bashing buttons and like setting up, doing like barbed wire rope matches and things like that.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was
I think
alright.
the second one they did Anarchy Rules, not Anarchy Rules. It was called, what was it called?
Anarchy Rules was the second one.
It was the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Hardcore Revolution was the first
That's
one.
right.
Oh, I've told a lie.
What?
I actually played WCW Thunder
I
and
did.
WCW Backstage Assault.
Did you not play Mayhem as well?
Possibly. Oh yeah, it was Mayhem I played, yeah.
But I'm sure you played Backstage Assault at some point.
I did.
It's fucking god awful.
I have Backstage Assault
Oh,
still.
dear.
at my
Oh
house.
god. I've got
In
smacked.
fact, I think I still have them both.
I remember with Anarchy Rules, you can have a barbed wire match, a dumpster match, an inferno match, and like a rage in the cage. It was like a fucking octagon or something.
Oh no, I don't
What?
remember. I only watched him play it.
Ah.
I never actually played it myself. It was just like, yay, I'm so glad that I took this time out from doing things to sit and watch you play again.
But then I think to be fair, though, when SmackDown came and that sort of changed things, it was like press triangle or whatever L1 to do your finisher.
Yeah. But it gave you the illusion it was an actual sort of like career mode and things like that, which was good.
Yeah.
I mean, SmackDown 2, I think, was better than the original SmackDown. I've got both of them at home, but SmackDown 2, I still maintain to this day, is one of the finest wrestling games ever made. Just because it wasn't realistic at all or anything, but it was just fun.
SmackDown 2 was really, really good. The only problem I had was you had to sit and watch every
cutscene.
And it loaded.
Matches as well. So it's like when you're trying to skip through and you had like the little... And it was like, he's down to almost no health. Other guy lives.
Yeah. I've got the music from that embedded in my head.
S.A. Rios versus Matt Hardy. It was literally S.A. Rios, Matt Hardy. And it gets to the very last red bit, and also you just see Matt Hardy just go.
But it goes slightly like, for example, let's say Rios, he gets hammered and stuff, but then all of a sudden it'll go. But the thing is, then Matt Hardy will go dead slow, and all of a sudden just go boom.
I remember playing SmackDown 2, and it was the career mode was like infinite.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And a thing pops up online saying like, if you get to year 5, you'll get a message saying you've unlocked everything.
Yeah.
I never made it that far because it took too bloody long.
It used to be as if you did it correctly and played like as a certain character for a certain amount of time, you get like special matches.
Yeah.
That in special cutscenes with like Mick Foley getting thrown off the cell and shit like that, and it was like it never happened. It was people's bullshit because you never play it that long to find out.
No.
It's just people's what people assumed.
I'm going to have to do this, aren't I?
Yeah. You're going to have to play it.
Yeah, because I've got the PS1 set up at home. I can do that.
Just skip to year 5 and see what happens. It'll take you a day.
Yeah, it'll fucking take you a day to sim that much.
The problem is I remember playing it and it was like, I think I was playing as like I can't remember who I was, and it was it kept coming to like cutscenes like every week. And just like some randomly generated person walking a corridor, and it's like all so good. Hey, who's that?
Yeah.
And then you'd have to face them in a match.
Yeah,
and then if you like the bits of the career.
Yeah, if you win that match, you win them bits. But you create a wrestler.
It's like you've unlocked a move, and it's like, won't tell you what move, so you have to trawl for all these bloody moves.
Yeah.
There it is. DDT free.
Not using that.
I'm using that. I fucking earned it. But yeah, I remember playing. I remember sinking hours into that.
Yeah,
so fun. But I remember the first wrestling game I played was WWF WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble on the SNES. On the SNES, but it wasn't a PAL version. I had the American version, which I had to use an adapter for. I remember it only worked properly when I had that and Kevin Keegan's Player Manager in the back of it, and I enjoyed it. I remember me and my brother used to team up in Royal Rumbles. Right. He was Shawn Michaels and I was Bret Hart.
Right.
And obviously I'm obviously not a massive wrestling fan, so I didn't realise the irony of that.
Yeah.
The earliest game I remember playing was WCW Monday Nitro on the PlayStation.
I think the first one I got was SmackDown 1, but then I obviously got the 2 WCW games as well, which were fucking awful. Well, 3 WCW games. WCW Thunder was just like Anarchy Rules was, except you had they were tiny, but you had to press multiple buttons to do anything. Mayhem was alright. Backstage Assault, everything was in the back. There was no ring. That was awful.
Basically, WCW was in incarnation going, we can do a fighting game.
Yeah.
And they brought that in, and it's like, everyone, there's no rings. It's like, well, that's why it's called Backstage Assault. You fight backstage. Like, but I can do that on most games. I can do that on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I can go in the ring. I can go out of the ring.
If I press against the screen at the back long enough, I transport to the back.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
If I press this combo, I can break the game.
Yeah. Did any of you ever play TNA Impact?
Yes.
No.
I did.
Because Coxy told me not to.
I nearly broke my controller in half.
Yeah, it's infuriating, wasn't it?
Coxy, I looked at it and I was like, I'm going to buy that. And Coxy went, don't.
Yeah, you played a career mode as Suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't know.
Legends of Wrestling was good because it's like you can play in a gym.
Yeah.
And it's like, Yeah, like fucking George the Animal Stealer and One Man Gang. This is you now. You're right wrestling in a gym for $20.
Look, there's a fucking ring there. Never mind, just put mats on the floor.
Yeah, Legends of Wrestling was good because it was completely different to anything else, really. You know, obviously not just it was cartoony, but it was still fun.
Yeah,
it was fun, and then they kind of fucked it up with the second one because it it the second one that was glitchy as fuck?
No, the third one.
I played the second. I had the second one.
They brought in the ladder match.
And Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero was the
Oh,
first
Rob
one.
Van Dam, wasn't it? No.
First one.
One of them had Eddie Guerrero. Definitely
first
had Eddie.
First one and the third one.
Yeah.
I'm sure I had the second one. I'm sure it had Eddie Guerrero. Or was it Rob Van Dam?
No, Rob Van Dam and Savvy were on the first one.
Yep.
Eddie may not have been on the first one, but I think he was on the second one because he was in the whole contract thing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
But
the second
RVD
one.
wasn't on the second one because he got signed with WWE,
Ah, okay.
which may have been why they put Eddie in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
just
it
a
was
copy of
definitely
I
Eddie
think, that's, I
Guerrero.
think that's the time when he appeared in like ROH, so they signed him for Legends of Wrestling. But on the UK version, you also had Big Daddy,
Yeah.
Giant Haystacks,
Yeah.
He did.
Kendo, and Mick McManus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely have the second one. I remember getting it on Boxing Day. Going to Woolworths and buying it from there.
I just randomly bought it, and it was like it lost. I think it lost the appeal of that after the first one. Like, the appeal was gone a bit in a way, and the third one was just glitchy as fuck.
Yeah, I remember you saying about the third one because again, I looked at buying it and Coxy had already got it. It was like, don't. It's just no.
It had everyone on it that you could want. Like they even put RVD and Eddie on it, and that.
Yeah.
It had Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude.
Yeah.
But
Sting.
unless you played Sting was on it, yeah.
Okay, now.
But unless you played it on a backwards compatible PS3, and you could save it to your hard drive, whatever. But unless you could play it on the disc still. It wasn't as glitchy. But you played it on a PS2, it would be glitchy as fuck. Play it on a PS3, it wasn't too bad for some reason. Don't know why.
Interesting.
But I had like table matches, ladder matches. They basically went all out because I think Acclaim just went, fuck it, we're closing.
Yeah, basically. That's why it was glitchy.
They never got
'cause you
tested
could
or
never-
anything. They basically put it out as is.
Yeah.
Fair dues. Get a quick cash and then fuck off.
Yeah. It's not like nowadays where like you could get updates for it and stuff like that. It doesn't exist anymore.
No Man's Sky. I've got that, just slightly off top, I've got that game and it was fucking terrible. Now,
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing. I've never seen such a transformation in a game. It's gone from literally you land on planet, you gather resources, you update your plane and move on to next planet. Now you can build bases, farm, do missions, be a pirate, do everything you could think of. It's good. And you get it cheap, and it's all free updates.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know what other wrestling games I played now. I played Fire Pro.
I've never played it, I've wanted to.
Backyard wrestling.
Yeah, oh, yes. Backyard Wrestling.
See,
was
I've heard of
ace.
this.
It was terrible, amazing.
I've heard of it, I've never actually sat down and played it. I know it was on the Xbox, original Xbox.
Yeah.
and PS2.
Yeah.
See, I nearly downloaded it because I had a soft modded Xbox years and years and years ago, and I nearly acquired it by means.
I got like one of the DVDs of Backyard Wrestling, which had the something wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it something to do with ICP?
No, it was a match on this DVD, which was the Epic Battle.
The epic battle with the commissioner.
It was a guy called the Commissioner, and what was his opponent called? It was the Commissioner and someone else, but they went somehow. They went around like a school.
Oh,
They went through the school and stuff, and it ends with a fucking like Hangman's DDT onto a fucking car bonnet,
nice.
Yeah.
and then
If that shit's on YouTube, I need it linking.
Volume 2, they have the second one.
Nice.
Backyard Wrestling.
Oh, I'm going to have to look at some of this shit up.
battle.
See, occasionally I do like watching a little bit on YouTube, trampoline wrestling.
There's bits of that in this, but there's
Yeah.
like there's some like really random. Like there's one guy for some reason he just sort of bends over, he just makes like a bit of plywood on fire and just smacks him over the back with
Nice.
it. But then he just goes, "Oh fuck!" And he's just going, "God damn it.
Well, we've all
But
seen.
there was like other guys on there. There was like guys who were like Chaos and Carnage. No, they're on the Backyard documentary actually. But it's like the usual stuff like you see like it's on like RudeTube. You see the guy flip over and misses the table.
Oh,
and
yeah.
lands on his back.
Oh, thank fuck I'm not the only person that watches RudeTube.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
But like, it's on the game. There was like the commissioner was on it on the game.
Yes, he was.
Which me and him were like both fucking pissing ourselves around. There's Jason View wrestlers on there, but then there was like a few other from the Backyard Wrestling game like DVDs and that they were on there as well.
Yeah.
And there was characters that the Backyard Wrestling company had brought in. Like there was El Drunko, was also like a character. There was I just remember another character. Do you remember the masked fish?
Oh yeah, I do.
Guy who wore like a fish mask. He had a suit on.
Oh god.
But he cuts a promo on his mate. He goes, "I'm the masked fish, and you're a bitch." Who then gets rock bottom for a flaming table.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. See, the only exposure I ever really got to backyard wrestling was the very, very, very famous video that went viral years ago. Got the idiot that did it. Was it a sit-out pile driver off the roof through a table, and they just sat on the lounge. They just go rolling around on the lounge
Oh,
on the
that
front
was the
lawn,
guy.
screaming.
He does like it's like a sort of
what's
is it a white noise that Sheamus does?
Something
It
like
was
that.
that for a table because the guy who did that, he was part of a video franchise thing, a bit like Jackass, they were called No Mercy Video, and he was one of the guys that was on that, and that's where that came from. Because one of the other guys in that group was a guy called Leroy, who was in XPW.
Ah, okay.
There's like a fucking janitor character thing. He had like a Spider-Man singlet.
Oh yeah.
But he used to like, which his gimmick was he swept the ring after like the death matches and that, and then he somehow got like matches and always got the shit beaten out of him.
Oh, fair dues.
So
It was their version of Mikey Whipwreck, basically.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, I'm trying to find out who his opponent was in the epic battle segment, so I can't find it.
I need to rewatch this now.
You do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and watch some of this shit on
Well,
YouTube.
The thing was, the game was though, like it was. You could pick like there was like a mansion backyard thing. There was, I think a school, possibly a schoolyard or something.
Yeah.
And you could do stuff like you could grab your opponent, you could throw them through these like it's like a wooden thing. You could throw them against like the boards and that.
Yeah.
You could climb onto the stage, but then up onto the top bit. And you could
Fuck's
do
sake.
like a Michinoku drive, not Michinoku. It was like a fucking. I can't remember the what's the fucking move? It was, it was called like a Mexican stretch buster
Yeah.
on those WWE games, on like SmackDown and that.
Yeah.
You could do that like off this top of the stage through a table. You could do like a
Nice.
for some reason it was like a flipping full like world's strongest slam thing through the table, but like, they have them like that. And they sort of like do a fucking shooting star press with the person.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But then it was also known for having like homing missile fucking bottles. And like, you could pick a bottle
Yeah.
and launch at them. You couldn't block it.
No.
It was like heat seeking.
Go around corners.
Yeah, it would find you. M-Dog 20 was on it, Matt Cross.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Him and Josh Prohibition were on it.
There you go, there's a character
Aha.
list.
Yeah, so he had like Jason View Peoples, was like Madman Pondo and that. Sabu was on it.
Ah, right.
The Masked Horn Dog.
Oh yeah. That name, that household name.
Masked Mike Jackson,
Oh god.
who appeared in the videos of Volume 1 and 2.
Yep.
A guy called Gupta, I can't remember.
Nope. It's always plays as commissioner anyway.
Yeah. There's a guy who won like a thing to be in it, and then there was like some women. There was like Jezebel, Adrienne Payne, Hernia.
Yeah.
Yes, the commissioner. Tylene Buck,
Oh
who
god.
was
Major Guns.
yeah,
In
in
WCW.
Ah.
and the Bone Doctor, pro wrestler, formerly WWF, WWE, and he has a wiki page. Oh, the Godfather, apparently.
fucking Hall of Famer.
Yeah. But then the first game was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The second game was dog shit awful.
It was.
They brought in they basically did like a whole bit of a merge with XPW and that, and brought in like Zandig and stuff and New Jack.
Oh god, yeah.
I never played the second one. Again,
You
I think
didn't
because
miss
Coxy told me not to.
XPW, that's like New York, isn't it?
No, it's
Isn't
California.
it? California, alright.
But yeah, so you had Vic Grimes, Vampiro, New Jack, Nick Mondo, Ruckus, who was in CW,
Yeah.
the Sandman,
Fuck me.
Sanjay Dutt,
Who the fuck is Sanjay Dutt?
Messiah, John Zandig,
Hmm.
Jesus! Again, Tyler Buck, Ryuji Ito, who's the fucking mental Japanese guy, Andrew WK, Tara Patrick and Sunrise Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Ask your parents. Mainly your dad. Just don't put them in Google.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It just lost all its appeal. The appeal was that it was guys you'd never heard of doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like
And
that sounds like a fun afternoon on YouTube.
It was a different game. It was never launched as like a rival to
No.
the SmackDown Avenue. It was just a fun game.
You like blood? You like wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. It was pretty good.
So yeah, I probably would have bought that shit. Because I was one that back in that period, I was just basically buying anything with either tits or violence. So I was the type of person that bought BMX XX like an absolute prepubescent, you know. Oh no, there's boobies!
What was that fucking other game? Was it Wild Roses or something?
Oh, Rumble Roses.
Rumble Roses.
I nearly bought that.
No, I don't remember.
That's a wrestling game, an actual wrestling game on the
With
Xbox
like
360.
Right.
Scantily clad women.
Alright, fair enough.
And but anime style almost.
Yeah, it's basically Shimmer for perverts.
Alright.
Basically. It was by
A
Konami.
bit like UFC-ish.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Like mixed martial
It was
arts
made by
stuff.
Konami, so it was like a fairly big
Yeah.
developer. I think it was Konami, was it? Or was it
I think
Namco?
so. Namco, I think.
One or the other.
Right.
I'll have to look it up now, won't I? Because it's going to bother me now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen. I remember in 2009, I got like a demo video of it, and I was really, really, really tempted to actually partake in it. But then I realised I shouldn't buy games using my penis as a brain. So
There's one I'm surprised Bunkell hasn't mentioned, which is SmackDown 4.
SmackDown 4, which one's that?
No, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Was that the one with the first one with Brock
First one
Lesnar?
with the
2-year season, yeah.
Yeah, and with the draft. That was a good one. Because 3 was crap, from what I remember. 3 was the one with Fred Durst in.
Yeah,
That was shit.
but you can have 8 people in the ring
Yeah.
at once.
There you go. It was Konami.
And you could set a chair up and then sit on it.
Oh, fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
that's all.
Rumble Roses was Konami, and there was a version on the PS2 as well.
There was, yes.
So yeah, I may have to look it up. I might actually buy it and just to see what it's like.
Shits and giggles.
But I remember SmackDown 3, like you had the whole massive backstage area where you could throw them off the side and jump down after them.
Yeah. The SmackDown 3 was the one where you could climb onto the fist as well, wasn't it, and jump off it on the SmackDown arena.
That was 4 and 5, I think.
Or was it 4 and 5?
Yeah.
I thought it was 3. Don't know why I thought it was 3. But 4 was good, had Maven in it. Without his theme, though, which is kind of the whole point of Maven. Yeah, he just came out to silence, if I remember.
Oh, I think you had like the old Raw theme.
Oh, did he? I don't know. But, yeah, that one was alright. Then, then it changed to... Was it then when it became SmackDown vs. Raw?
SmackDown 5, and that was... God, what was it called? It wasn't Know Your Role. Well, yeah, it was Know Your Role.
No, Know Your Role was the third one. Then there was Shut Your Mouth. Then it was Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Which was the first one with the...
And then-
was this Here Comes the Pain the first one with the draft?
Is that the one where we had Ric Flair?
Ric
and-
Flair and Vince McMahon,
Yeah.
SmackDown and Raw, which
think
was quite
so.
good, for what I remember.
Did you not have that on 4, though? Possibly. You had to go and see them in their office, didn't you, or something?
I don't remember. There was one the first one with the draft
There's been a lot
was the
of
first
them.
one with Brock Lesnar. You never knew you didn't know who he was because he hadn't been introduced on TV yet. But he got drafted like the number 2 pick by your opponent, and you're like, why? Who is that? And yeah, now obviously
We all
it
know.
makes sense.
Yeah, but I think it's a Backlash 2002 pay-per-view. And it's like Brock Lesnar versus Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
This is when he's doing like the powerbomb on the outside and the ref's just calling the match off.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But do you remember on the older SmackDown vs. Raw when they had GM mode?
Yes, I bought SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 just because I had GM mode on it.
I was going to say, what did you think of it?
It was terrible.
It would be fine if the actual, because like your wrestlers have fatigue and that. And
Yeah.
you look at the computer who you're meant to be opposing, and their fatigue meter weren't going down.
Yeah.
Like your
And for
guys
some-
are getting injured
yeah.
and stuff, and their guys are all perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
I remember
There
that.
was that, the fact that they basically didn't cost anything for them. So it was like, you're there and thinking, right, okay, well, I'll pick, say, Kurt Angle first, and I'll give him a full year contract so I don't have to worry about the other show stealing him. And you do that for the first 2, and you don't have enough money to keep doing that, so then you have to start giving them 6-month contracts. Then you have to start giving them 6-week contracts. You're like, shit, I have to put these guys in feuds with the main guys.
Yeah.
And the other guys just like, yeah, they're all on full year contracts and I don't pay it anyway, so I always just get more fans.
Yeah.
Get more money. And you're like...
Shit.
So unless you cheat the
There
system,
was a way to cheat it. Because you could like... It was almost like you could sim it all the way to the end and then swap which one you were controlling and just control the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember doing it and falling into... Oh, I'm an ECW fan, me. I'll be GM of ECW. Yeah, big mistake. Yeah, that was shit. You have one championship and that is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that didn't work well. So I ended up not playing it again after that.
I say I recently revisited it and I think I got 2 weeks in and I won the first 2 weeks. I was like, bloody hell, yes, this is kind of working. And then it was like, nah, you've got to put on like 8 matches in 2 shows because you have to do velocity as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they never have 8 matches in real life.
No.
You usually have 2. And everybody's knackered or injured, and then they end up having to pull double duty, which makes them even more injured, and you have no chance.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like in 1 week, it goes from you having like you might have like 80,000 more fans in 1 week, after 2 weeks. And then in 1 week, they get 250,000 more fans.
Yeah.
And you're like,
How?
How is there a 330,000 fan swing? That's not possible.
Yeah, fuck that mode.
If they did it, but did it right so it worked, it would be fine. It would be entertaining. I'd love to do something like that where you have to try and manage a show.
Yeah.
Well, there's a game perfect for you at the minute then if you've got a laptop or a PC.
All right.
And it's called Total Extreme Wrestling.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Basically, you run your own promotion
Oh, that's cool.
and you book the matches and obviously you promote it and all that lot. It's really in depth.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So if that's something you're interested in, and there's like a database of like 2,000 wrestlers.
That's cool.
Something like
Because
that.
that's one thing that I've always wondered why they never did. It's because, okay, I know WWE is a bit different because obviously you've got they can only advertise who they've got and stuff like that. But I always thought there should have been something like from the indies or whatever where you could not cross promote, but you have like a talent pool and you create your own show.
Well, you
and,
can
like,
do
you
that.
could have British guys and Japanese guys.
Yeah.
and
It's all
that sounds awesome.
that's all-
I must get this.
It's a bit like Footy Manager.
It's like
Yeah.
Footy Manager, but
Oh
obviously,
my god, I want this game.
obviously you can build your own promotion, you build your own titles, do everything. You can even take over a promotion, or you can start your own. And there's even mods out there that put real wrestlers in it.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's really fucking
You got it
good.
with Fire Pro.
So you can do that with Fire Pro, yeah.
I did it with. I downloaded the American version on PS3.
Right.
So
But you can download the game saves. So I might find one where someone had gone through it and they changed all the characters to their real names.
Right.
And you have there's I think on like Hogan, for example.
Yeah.
He's called something like, he'll be like Terry something. But he actually changed it to Hulk Hogan and gives you like his proper attires and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And someone will go through and literally change it every person and add people as well.
Right.
Like there was like a UFC bit, so it's like Dan Severn, fucking Ken Shamrock, Frank Shamrock, Bass Rutten.
Nice.
And then you go to like another bit, it's like TNA.
Yeah.
Fucking Bobby Roode, Peter Williams.
Wow. So,
WWF, it's like you got Jake Roberts, George Steele, Undertaker 91.
Right.
Gets the American Badass, The Rock, Triple H. Next bit WWE is like Cena. Fucking
sounds fucking amazing.
And
that sounds pretty awesome.
So yeah,
it's like,
Fire Pro
you can put Cena and Reigns in a death match.
so Fire Pro and Total Extreme Wrestling on the shopping list.
Yeah, definitely.
I acquired Total Extreme Wrestling via means, but I recommend paying.
Right.
So, because it's, nowadays it's a kind of reckless to
of course,
buy stuff via means now because it's easy to get caught.
Yeah.
But, Total Extreme Wrestling is right up your street. I'd research it. In fact, look on YouTube. There's probably people actually done stuff like that.
Oh, will do, yeah.
So,
There'll be Let's Plays and stuff.
And there'll be Let's Plays and things like that, so...
Cool.
I don't know if the latest one's 2013 or not. I can't remember. Either way, it's still, it should be... Yeah. It doesn't take a rocket ship to play either.
No.
So...
That sounds good.
But there's versions that you can get on your phone as well. Not Total Extreme Wrestling, but there's actually wrestling booking games.
Well, it's the guy who did 5-star, isn't it? They've done they did the booking game.
Don't tell me I've given him money.
The iOS version is made by them.
Oh, well, on Android, so maybe not. So, hopefully.
Right.
You don't happen to know what it's called, do you?
No.
Thank fuck. So I will not be buying it. Fuck that man. Not literally, but okay.
Yeah.
Dan Hinkles, I think he's called. Asshole. So yes.
So I was looking at time.
We're rabbiting on for quite a while.
Yes.
Yeah. So, any more before we wrap up?
I'm good.
I was going to start slagging off 5-star, but I think they've fucking dug their own grave anyway.
Yes, they have.
So.
I keep seeing one that you've skipped over.
Have I?
Yeah.
I'm going for a quick peek. So.
Fave British indie moments.
Oh, yes.
We'll have to make it a quick one.
Yeah, we'll finish on this one.
Right.
So.
My fave British indie moment?
Yes.
I've not watched many, if I'm honest.
From what you've seen.
From what I've seen, fave British indie moment.
I really hope the phone doesn't pick up you pissing now, Paul.
My favourite British indie moment will be probably when Lionheart told a little girl at PCW that she was inbred and that her eyes aren't level and she needs to go take a fucking look in the mirror. Because it was brilliant. He did apologise. But yeah, I think that was probably my favourite moment.
Okay. Paul?
How about that? Dave Rain winning the title.
Favourite British indie moments?
Ooh, there's a few. Possibly the moment when Danny Hope won the Rumble at PCW, only for Joey Hayes to cash in on him.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand that man. Well, I don't mind Danny as a person, but as a in-ring wrestler, there's a reason why we nicknamed him Danny Hopeless. So, other than that, I'm just trying to think now. My favourite bits, maybe probably Travis landing on my feet, going through a table. That was quite interesting. Don't know. There's been a few. It's like you've got to try and filter him down. Possibly being part of that massive explosion and reaction when Lionheart announced that Austin Aries was at PCW, and then he came out and the whole fucking place exploded.
I wasn't there for that.
There was a mixture of the whole "this is awesome" and "holy shit" going on through the entrance. It was everywhere. It was fucking everywhere. It really was. There's a video of it somewhere. I don't know if it's on YouTube or if it's on the PCW Facebook page. Yeah. But there's a video of the reaction. Someone's filmed it and it doesn't even do it justice. Yeah. I mean, my ears were legitimately ringing.
Yeah.
It was that loud. Other than that,
No, I've got it.
What?
Jim Powers.
Oh, fuck off.
Other than that, there's been loads.
You absolute gang.
What? It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, just watching a fat guy get the piss beat out of him by Rampage. You're just getting more and more angry that he stood next to him. Why are you here? Die!
For me, I've got to say, probably the first Money in the Bank they did at Fest and Fury.
Oh, yeah.
With the thing that started off as a moment at that time was like I was like, die! I thought he didn't speak English. It's like, hate to ruin it for you, Bunkell. He's not actually Mexican.
But he wasn't speaking English, he was speaking German.
Yes, he was saying D bubblegum, D. There's the bit with Chappie, it's like one of the super shows, like Manson and Ligero on like a 6-man. And he's just there going, do him! Fucking do him! And he's like the guy's just going, he's like, you speak English for God's sake! There's that and Madman Manson in the drive-by.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's like, you got the Briscoes later, they're a new kind of weird.
There was that moment as well that I did quite enjoy when we, I think our corner started it, might have been me actually thinking about it. We got the whole of the Evoke singing Bohemian Rhapsody because Leston Rees was in the ring with Rhino.
Oh.
And Leston Rees, I can't even get his first name right. Leston Rees had this sort of shitty moustache.
Right.
He looked a little bit like Freddie Mercury. So, obviously, he was getting lots of Queen chants. I started singing, I See a Little Silhouette of a Man. I literally did that first line on my own.
Yeah. And then everyone...
400 people then did the next line. All in unison.
Nice.
Rhino is singing along in the ring while he's beating the piss out of him. It was absolutely fucking amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, I can say that I got Rhino singing Bohemian Rhapsody.
My other moment stand out for me is the Future Shock, which was you got on DVD actually.
Oh yeah.
Cyanide Mastiff for the Future Shock belt.
Yeah.
And Mastiff is trying everything he can to finish him off, and you just see him sort of stand there, shrugging his shoulders, and then does a fucking springboard moonsault.
Oh!
Yeah.
I was there in person.
Yeah.
And literally jumped out of my seat.
Yeah.
Oh!
It is fucking amazing.
He had it on, and I was on the phone to someone at his house he was going to move into, possibly. And he put it on, and he sat there, just on the phone, he just looked... I'm so going.
I thought it was mental enough that he could just do a kip up just like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
no, that man's seriously a plague.
yeah.
No, I was waiting for him to do a piece of review because I said to Fludder, I was like, you need to let him do a springboard moonsault because the place will go mental.
Yeah.
I said, if it's full.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I suppose. Never did it once.
No. And now we won't have him back.
No.
Why?
It's one of them sort of ways, well, we used them since day one. It's time we moved on and brought new talent in and stuff.
All right.
They'll come back.
To keep it fresh.
Yeah.
They'll come back. When they do come back, they'll explode. It's the same reason why Ligero's not there now.
Right.
It's not that they fell out or anything like that. It's just that he freshened the roster up. And fair play to him.
No, yeah, I can
Fair play. You got to give people a chance, haven't you?
Yeah.
So fair on him. So yeah.
Right. I think that's going to call it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
What's mine? Yours is your lead's over there. Your lead's here.
Oh, you took my plug.
They're arguing over phone cables.
Yeah. So, right, give yourself some plugs.
Yes, you can find me at the RAD Live Show. Find us on Twitter at UK RAD Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, and any other good places you find podcasts. Also, you did I say YouTube?
Yes.
I did say YouTube. Yes, you can find us there.
Cool. Anything you want to add?
No, I'm cool. Fuck the big show. And your career.
Bit harsh.
A bit harsh, yeah.
That's how I end every
It's
show.
almost as bad as my. It's also as bad as my John Cena joke from before.
That's how I end every show. I hate the big show.
That's why you're the baddest man on the planet, Bunkell.
Because I'm on a podcast that the big show doesn't listen to, even though I'm trying to pick a fight with him.
You watch he'll resign. He'll hear this. Resign from WWE. So
Come and find me.
He resign from WWE so we can work indie bookings. You'll go to a PCW show. It'll be a mystery opponent, and he'll turn up and go. He'll just find you and just fucking potato you in the face.
And while you're at it, check out our friends at The Hardest Part of the Ring. I think they're on iTunes and Acast. I want to say Acast.
They're on Stitcher. Because I listened,
Might be on Stitcher
I
as
listened to their last show that they've just done, and it's very, very good. Thanks to the recommendation of the man, Adam Cox.
The man, the myth, the legend.
So yeah,
check them out. Check Red Live out.
absolutely.
Check out Cass and Murph.
These people.
The Britpod scene in general.
Yeah, we are proud to be members of the Britpod scene.
Indeed we are. So, for the lost art of wrestling,
Kayfabe.
fuck you.
What do we say, Dazzler?
I'll go suck it. He's been THG.
It's me,
The
it's
man you've
me.
ever warned you about.
Yeah, it's me, it's THG.
Known as Daddy in all 50 states. He's been the baddest man on the planet. Signed, sealed, delivered. Billy the Boy Bunkell.
Delivering audio gold once again.
And he's not called Billy.
No, I'm not called Billy.
I've been Coxy.
The Dazzler.
I'm gonna move that over to you. Because, I'm not Billy the Boy Bunkell. The Dazzler.
It's fortunate I know Coxy doesn't have the patience to sit and edit this to do that.
Oh, he
believe
fucking
me,
will. He fucking will.
We'll see.
I might look tired as fuck. I can wind myself up on caffeine and head it through the night.
I am Cornholio.
If I sit on my roof and do it, I will. So yeah, I'm Coxy, and you've been listening. Thanks very much.
Bye.